Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 264. Back down in the basement with my teenage son and co-host Jack to talk about another week of professional wrestling. Maybe a little bit of an oversized episode this week because we need to talk about 2 nights of SmackDown, which I think I've already made the thumbnail for this, and it's going to say mediocre at best, ? At the top of that. At best. Yeah. For you at best. So we'll get to those things. We always talk about AEW Dynamite. We'll talk about NXT. We'll talk about Raw briefly. Anything else that sort of comes up along the way. Everything has timestamps. You can navigate towards wherever you want. We'll banter a little bit here. Not too much because you've got a whole whack of people descending upon my backyard in a couple hours, correct? So what's the deal? One of your friends is actually around who isn't?
He's not even around, so it's just our last thing, I guess.
Oh, he's not here for it? I thought it was because Caleb was around.
That was the plan.
And so what are we expecting, around 10 people again?
I'd say maybe less.
Okay.
I actually don't know, because I didn't do it through a group chat this time, so I kind of just...
Nice.
It's scattered in my brain.
And you made a brief appearance at the local fair last night?
Yeah.
Was it all right? You were only there for like an hour and a bit, right? So, because you were working and then we were finishing up watching some wrestling. I don't know, I haven't been doing much. A lot of disc golf every day. Shot my best round, -4 yesterday. Played 3 rounds because it's only 9 holes and I'm by myself, so I'm fast. First 2 bad. Last one was my best round ever, so that was cool. Weather's crazy hot. Love that.
Yeah, I feel like I heard it rained a bunch yesterday, though.
It did rain yesterday.
At least we got out yesterday, I guess.
I was worried your brother was going to get pummeled with rain because he went to the fair for like a much longer time, but apparently it just spit on them a little bit, and then that was...
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I guess that would have sucked for the fair considering that I was going all day.
Yes.
I was inside, so I was fine.
And he made the critical error of not getting one of the bracelets so that he gets unlimited rides and got to experience how expensive it is if you don't do that. For like, and it's funny because we just came from going to Canada's Wonderland
the day before
with cousins who have little kids that we enjoy hanging out with. So we went from like Yukon Striker, which is a super mega thrill ride, to like the fair stuff for your brother. So it would have been pretty anticlimactic.
And it's also like less reassuring.
I couldn't. Yes. And that's what they were saying because I drove your brother and a couple of his friends down, and that's what they were saying is that like the rides at the fair are kind of more scary just because of
because it's a thing being run by a guy or something
who doesn't seem to be too on the ball sometimes,
right? Like it's
not set up by people who maybe aren't the most focused on their task.
I wouldn't be as trusting of it,
right? Whereas Wonderland, so even me in my old age, because I was telling you guys, I was talking to friends who are about my age, and they have reached the point where they cannot do thrill rides at all. I can still do coasters. I can't do spinning things anymore. But I
don't think the spinning things are as fun either.
They were telling me like you'll get to the point where you can't do coasters. But I'm saying if I went on those kettles that spin and stuff, I will feel sick for 2 hours.
I just don't think they're even like as good as roller coasters.
They're not. Yukon Striker is awesome, and somehow we lucked out because the line we were on and off in half an hour, which is unheard of for that ride on a beautiful day that's busy. It's not
the only bad line was the new one, which is like I don't think I'm going on that this year.
No, because apparently lines are like from 2 to 5 hours. I forget what it's even called.
Alpen Fury.
Alpen Fury, nice.
Yeah. I even refuse to go on like the drop tower ones because it's like if I'm gonna go up high, I'm gonna go on a roller coaster where it's more interesting.
Well, even the Bat, which is a cool roller coaster, but because the premise is it goes through the route frontwards and then it brings you back through backwards, because there's no ability to have more than one train on the track. The same size lineup takes forever, right?
It was the same with Thunder Run because that one only runs
you've got to wait
track.
for it to go and come back.
That was easily our longest wait.
Whereas Striker, they're throwing on 24 people and there's 3 different.
Yeah,
it's not a train because it's one big platform. That ride's pretty cool.
Yeah,
the drop is like actually not even straight down. It's beyond that. It actually tucks in a little bit.
Hang you there for a second.
Yes, and they hang you over before
it's
they
like
drop you.
When you go up you're up on the high corner, then you dip, and then you get hung for a second. It's like
for me, as long as I get through that drop, then I'm good. It's the drop that gets me.
That's the only time I'm ever like hanging on to my seat.
I was grabbing, and then
to the point where I'm like, I'm pretty comfortable letting go most of the time.
Behemoth, I did the whole time.
Yeah,
I haven't been on that in a while. That's a good ride.
I hung on for like a second. I always had to like. I can never fully let go.
That one I didn't hold on to.
I always got to give it a second.
But I think Behemoth, Leviathan, Yukon Striker are the 3 I would.
Those are the big 3. I guess it's the big 4 now. But
I guess so, but who knows? Because I'm not getting near that
till next
4th
year.
one. till probably next year or a random day where it's not busy or something.
Yeah, if we end up going,
It does
again.
look pretty nuts.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Anything else to discuss? We should probably move into...
Yeah.
All right, so we will get into talking specifically about wrestling now. The first thing we're going to do is go back in time about a week and talk about the first ever, hooray, 2-night WWE Summerslam. My mistake. SummerSlam will be after the news. It's only been 264 episodes. How could I possibly know what order things go in for this show? It's not my fault, right? It's a brand new podcast, so we're going to talk about news first, and then I promise we will get into SummerSlam. So you jump ahead if you were looking for SummerSlam specifically. And talking about news this week, I found it kind of a light week, but I did grab a few items.
It was not a great week.
One is that WWE has officially found a new U.S. home for premium live events, creating a little bit of controversy just in terms of...
Where has it been? It's still been Peacock?
Yes. So all WWE's major shows, including Mania, will move to ESPN platforms beginning in 2026, with the deal valued at an average of $325 million per year. So all 10 premium live events will stream on their new direct-to-consumer platform. Hearing some things about an outrage of people like, I'm not paying $30 an event. So I don't know if it's going to affect. And then you hear people just use a VPN, because I think everywhere outside the United States, it's still Netflix, which means us, which is great, because I will not pay for another thing to watch WWE. I'm contemplating whether I'm going to keep watching WWE currently as it is.
So it's not like you need to be outsourcing more money to like...
A 0% chance.
Them, right?
I will find other ways to watch things if I want to watch
They're
things.
just lucky it happens to fall on a thing that we already use for
Right.
stuff.
I almost sat out Raw this week, man. The whole Return of Redacted has left a bad taste in my mouth. SummerSlam was not enough to...
No, I think their major shows have kind of sucked buns.
So I don't know.
Between this and Mania, it's been like, eh.
So our American friends, it might not be great for you in 2026, but just get a VPN, say you live in Canada, and you're good.
You know what's probably cheaper than $30 a month? Getting Max.
Yeah, I know. That comes up a lot for you. What do you have? I only have 3 more stories.
An equally upsetting news for American wrestling fans, or just North American wrestling fans. Wrestling fans all over, let's be real.
Yep.
Jake Hager has retired from pro
Dude,
wrestling.
you snagged on a short week, you snagged one of my stories. Yes, Jake Hager is done.
It's okay. He'll always be the final Lucha Underground champion.
In case you didn't know, oh my God, that is their legacy. Great. Now, I even added a little detail of what he's doing instead. Did you get that? You don't really care about Jake Hager. You say you care,
I forgot.
but then you don't.
I did see. I forgot.
He has started a trucking company in Florida.
That's neat.
What do you think if the thing that happened in WWE that derailed him didn't happen? Where do you think he would be?
What derailed him again?
Some sort of caught with drugs, I want to say. I don't remember for sure. So if I'm disparaging,
is that
Jake
why he
Hager,
got released in like 2016 when he was
yes.
gone? Okay. I feel like
he had the size and the amateur pedigree they love.
I don't think he would have done anything. I feel like at that point he had already kind of hit his low ceiling, and they kind of knew what they had with him. Like at that point in 2016, he was not doing anything. Like I remember him being there when I started watching, but I don't remember him doing anything. The last notable thing he probably did was doing the Real Americans with a non-American.
Wellness policy violations.
And then, they tried him out as world champion 2010. They did. And I don't think it went over very well. He was not that interesting, and no one really gave a crap. So I feel like that was them. It's kind of like how we did a test run with Priest the other year. It's like that was them throwing it at the wall, seeing if it stuck. He didn't, and I don't think he was ever going to hit that ceiling again.
I agree.
I think he would have been lucky to get another mid-card title run.
There was a charisma void there.
Yeah.
He had the look. He had the in-ring ability.
He had even the amateur kind of look that they love.
Could not really talk, and just was not engaging in any way. Yeah, I agree.
So I don't think he really would have done much. I don't think him getting released really killed his career or anything.
Yes. What else did I have? A Hurt Syndicate member, not MVP, apparently requested an early end to the MJF alliance. So really that just leaves Benjamin and Lashley, right? So
I lean towards Lashley.
Me too. It was originally planned to be considerably longer, cut short at the request of one of the people in that group, and development emerges amid ongoing creative disagreements kind of involving the Hurt Syndicate. Again, apparently rumors that they
hate Speedball
and also have like refused to lose to FTR a couple times.
I respect that one because I don't think FTR need another title run right now.
And it was followed up by we talked about it last week. They would rather put over somebody young.
I want Jet Speed.
I respect that, but
even though they have a murderous vendetta against Speedball.
So it's just, and we see it on Dynamite this week. It's just a rare time where AEW just pulls the plug on something, right? Now, I wish
they do know to do that when things don't work. I'm not saying this needed to be pulled.
No.
But they have done that in the past. Because the Dark Order used to suck.
Which WWE is not good at.
Right? So I will say at least they're good at like pulling the plug when they need to, even though I don't think they needed to here.
It's almost like when the fans go, hey, we don't want this, going, okay, let's not do it, rather than, you're going to like it. I'm going to keep feeding it to you, and you're going to like it.
On the other end of the spectrum, they really shouldn't have done the MJF Cole feud.
Correct.
Yes. We're done. Let's not bring it up again.
Yeah. And actually, that is the only other story I had, because the fourth one I had was just one I didn't delete from last week when I made a copy. So it's all you now.
What was that?
It was the Hurt Syndicate one from last week, so I just really confused myself. Going, didn't I talk about this last week?
We did this
because I'm like, I know I got a story about Hurt Syndicate, but I did this last week.
We did this,
but it was lower. So I'm done.
Apparently, Goa have signed a new long-term deal with AEW, so hopefully this and them being with Ricochet kind of means bigger things for them, because now they're locked down for a bit. We can kind of put some stock into them.
And that was one of the teams that Hurt Syndicate reportedly was looking to
if Hurt Syndicate or Babyface, I think that works.
Yeah.
If not, then I want Jet Speed.
Which also seemed like maybe...
Or honestly, I'm okay if it was Brodito.
Yes, Brodito's cool.
Brodito
we'll talk about them this week too.
Then we got, for Clash in Paris, I know we'll be super interested since we just talked about how much we love main roster.
We do.
It's
love it.
John Cena versus Logan Paul.
Amazing. Will I watch that show?
Nope.
I don't know.
Nope.
I'm up in the air.
No.
You're a no.
Well, because
I'm excited. I told you we're introducing a new gimmick when we reach for you.
Not even that. Like I'm like, oh, it's gonna suck so bad. I refuse to watch it. It's last year they did Bash in Berlin. We didn't watch it.
Interesting. So precedent. That is, you're making a good case.
This one's in Paris, and it's
obviously.
It's like one of those international ones. And I'm not saying it's like Saudi where it's not canon, because like this is like it's just a regular PLE. It happens to be in Paris, but like. They did that big one in Berlin. There was like Gunther Orton. There was the Punk McIntyre strap match.
Yep.
We did not watch it.
Interesting.
We never went back to watch it.
So precedent's there. That makes it less likely.
I don't know why. I just have a feeling this is one we will not watch. And furthermore, I don't think we watched Clash at the Castle last year either.
I don't think
that was the Cody AJ I Quit match.
What other matches were there?
McIntyre lost to Priest. I remember when Punk cosplays a ref.
I don't think I watched that.
But I know I didn't watch that show. So not only have we not watched like
you mentioning this helps me not watch it actually,
right? Like it's like not we also the last Clash at the whatever.
Yeah,
it's like we did not watch it, and I know we didn't watch it.
I just need to miss a couple Raw, and then I can make a clean break.
And then it's like
it's hard.
It's also like what are the chances something's so interesting where I'm like, okay, let's watch it.
Like. Why am I watching it? I don't really like what they're doing. I hate their core values or lack thereof. Like, they've given me ample evidence to say that they are a monstrous
At least with NXT,
company.
I know there's some things you enjoy, so it's like at least you can kind of still watch that for now.
Yes, and it's kind of like, it's harmless, and it's like an hour and 15 minutes by the time I get to it, right?
If that gets really bad, then you can always just drop that too.
And I'm like, I almost wanted to put out there, maybe I'll start TNA again, but I watched a bit of it last night, and I'm like, I don't think I will.
No, you won't.
Do you have anything else?
Speaking of NXT, right? Sol Ruka is apparently... They're looking to call her up.
I would assume so. I feel like maybe a bit too early.
I think it's too early.
Just because she is definitely on track to be a star for them, but she could use some more character development, some more promo practice.
And I think just maybe some in-ring season.
In-ring, she's been pretty good, but she could use more. I fear it's a bit too early.
I think it's just like they see the virality of that finisher and they want to
correct.
They want to keep clipping that on main roster.
100%. Right? That is what's pushing her. And I mean, she obviously has the look they love too. She's a tall, blonde, whatever.
Yeah.
But yes, that finisher is what they want to get up there for sure.
Yeah, that might be either great for her or a kiss of death. It could be like, not Bianca Blair's finisher, but like where
like even
they
someone
just use her for like a TV clip and they'll throw her out for a TV match and it's like, oh, that pops the crowd, but then she doesn't actually do anything of substance. You know what I mean?
We just have to have her hit that. Find ways to hit that, and we're good.
She doesn't even have to win.
And even Stratton, who's a champion right now, I still feel like she could have stayed longer and developed a bit more.
I just think what's killing her is being a babyface. And she said,
that's true. She is not a babyface.
It was just based on the organic crowd reactions, and she's like, she doesn't really change her character much. And I understand, like, that's totally fair, and she can't control if the crowd, like, loves her, and I think she's great, but it does kind of hurt her. Yeah, I think she's a little less interesting.
Yeah.
She's also on SmackDown where everything is less interesting.
Yeah, I don't pay much attention to it. I did watch the highlights today.
Maybe finally start putting some stock into SmackDown storyline since they got to do Cena and Lesnar. But
hooray!
Yeah,
that's bringing me back to WWE.
It's not criminal. It's fine.
No, exactly.
He's been
cleared.
He got cleared. I don't want to hear you complain anymore.
Right.
He got
cleared by whom of what? I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, anything else?
No.
All right, so now we will actually get into reviewing the first ever 2-night long PLE known as WWE Summerslam. Okay, so we're going to talk about night one first, obviously. And I told you I have a new idea for your match ratings because you don't pay a ton of attention.
Especially for main roster.
When it's WWE main roster. Yeah. AEW stuff you pay attention. Yeah. So I am saying instead of you giving a star rating, I'll give star ratings because I've watched everything. Full attention. So yours is going to, if you like it, called the attention retention percentage. So you're going to give it like the percentage of it you weren't on your phone. You know what I mean?
That's gonna be
so
bad.
If you go like 15%, that means that match was terrible because you only looked up for 15% of it.
Okay,
so you're going to estimate. We're doing this on the fly here.
Okay.
So first thing, my first note as written says Cardi B is obnoxious. So she's the host. The set looks really grand. The Tron is gigantic, right?
Yeah, and that was one of my things too, is that like the stage was big. It was pretty basic. It was like 4 really long way screens.
Yeah.
And like just we've seen the reports of like they want to do a Saudi Mania every year too.
Yeah.
Like have 2 Manias basically every year.
I just was reading about that.
I was like, don't do that because that's going to dilute Mania. I honestly felt like having SummerSlam in the Mania, literally a venue Mania's been in, making it 2 nights and having this big ass stage made Mania feel a little less special. Like I still don't think this one has as much pomp and circumstance as Mania. Rightfully so, because I think Mania is it's Mania, and SummerSlam honestly
isn't.
Who gives a crap sometimes? Yeah. But I did not like the stage was kind of basic, so I thought it was fine. But not like it felt uninspired for me, and then just having the big venue and the big stage, it kind of made Mania feel a little less special, and I didn't love that because it's like SummerSlam doesn't need to be this big. Like SummerSlam does not need to be 2 nights. I'll say that right now. Doesn't. SummerSlam did not need to be 2 nights, and it was not worth 2 nights.
It's kind of a recurring question that I have for a lot of stuff on these cards was, couldn't it have just been on a Raw or SmackDown?
Yeah. And then I feel like when they do 1 night, they don't do enough matches, but then 2 nights is too much for SummerSlam. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. It just felt like too much for it's SummerSlam, and if apparently they don't have plans to do it soon, but apparently there was talk about doing more 2-night PLEs for like Money in the Bank and Rumble. I'm like, no, because then it's like, sure, you have
double the
10
attendance
PLEs, but now it's like half of them are 2 nights, so it's like now it's like just no.
And there's a lot of filler. So Cardi B, it's interesting because they promoted her for months and months and months. Sorry, that's not even correct. They promoted her months and months ago, and then sort of stopped. And maybe it's because
her for 1 night,
and then maybe it's because all she did was this, and 1 night, 1 appearance.
Yeah,
right. She didn't like normally when they say
you're like hosting
the host, they're back multiple times.
Yeah.
But anyways, so the opening match on night 1, it's Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker taking on Yeet, Uso, and Roman Reigns. So
yeah, that's fair.
My notes are kind of minimal for everything, which will
I didn't watch
expedite
this one. I didn't think I was here for
so
this
get
one.
your percentage ready.
0.
Were you not here for this one?
I don't think so. I know I didn't watch it.
Too bad. It's one of the matches I actually enjoyed. So Braun Breaker showcases his athleticism early. Heels dominate Uso, leading to a Reigns hot tag. Lots of Breaker running and jumping and hitting power moves.
That's so specific and unique to Breaker in this match.
These are my notes. Along with some offense from Reed, obviously. Roman takes over off the hot tag, including a huge dive over the top where he either overshot or the people catching him underestimated.
He hasn't done that.
It was a super impressive leap, but
he has not done that in years.
He's lucky he like tuck and rolled because
I did see that.
He overshot them.
He used to do that a lot when he was a babyface. I remember
it was impressive.
One time in 2016, or like there's a few times, but I remember in 2016 specifically, he would do it. I think it was during the Triple H feud, and it would just be onto a massive pile of people.
Yes.
Like a comically large amount of people.
Bronson Reed is like a massive pile of people on his own. But yeah, they almost missed him, but he was fine. Then Breakker sort of hits a nice high knee and takes over, dives onto announce table, spears through barricades, 3D from the baby faces. The crowd is pretty into this. Roman takes a bronze spear for Jey Uso, so I think this is like showing how he's developed from the tribal chief, right? Where now he is willing to sacrifice for his family, whereas before...
He's a baby face.
Right. Uso spears Reed, hits a splash for the win after 22 minutes, and commentary makes sure that we know the important detail is that Roman did sacrifice himself and took the spear leading to Jey, so they're even like immediately drawing our attention to that.
Because we're dumb.
Right. Well, we have to hammer us over the head with it
we're
in
not
case
very
we missed
smart,
it, in case we're not watching.
It's fair.
And I thought this was a good, fast-paced tag match. Like, a fast-paced Roman Reigns match is pretty crazy to say.
Because he's not less of the load,
yeah. Right. I wish I cared more about the story and stuff going into it, so that kind of hurt it a little bit for me. The crowd was into it. They did a lot to try and bring some energy to the opener. So I think, looking back on the rest of the matches, this was probably a good choice for opener because it's one of the ones I like the best. Breakker continues to be an electric performer, right? He is really a standout, really fun to watch. Over-delivered for me a bit. Pretty fun, if meaningless, opener. Do you have over-under accurate? Sorry, I forgot to get that prepared.
I should have known.
So I actually was like, okay, I enjoyed this. It's a tag match, and it was pretty fun, actually. I was a little bit surprised by it and liked it more than I thought I would.
Why is there nothing here? There's like no thing.
That's impossible.
That can't be right.
I feel like deja vu. We've had this exact conversation before, and then you find it.
You would think so.
But
we'll get there.
We'll get there. So I will tell you my star rating, and we'll see if I'm over under. I went 3.5 stars, which for me is like out of 5. Like, I liked it. It was good. You know what I mean? I would say 3 3/4 is very good, and then 4 and up is pretty awesome from there. Which you won't.
See Summerslam Sunday. Where's Saturday?
I don't know.
Aha.
Got it?
Maybe.
What would you say your...
Yeah, okay. It's a 6.98.
6.98, so I'm bang on accurate because I went 3.5. What's your, what is it called? Your attention retention?
I know I didn't watch this.
I was making nachos. Are you sure you weren't there already?
I might no.
Or
I
your
was
attention
there for like the very end, so
about 4%,
like 5%.
Nice.
Yeah, not because it was bad, but because I wasn't there.
Right. Okay. Next we get, and I thought this was an interesting choice to immediately go to another tag team match. Right.
Will Washington.
You've got the women's tag title match. It's Alexa and Charlotte. They're not friends, guys. Okay, that's what we're supposed to care about. Taking on the champions, Raquel Rodriguez, right last name?
There you go.
Nailed it. And Roxanne Perez.
I will say this, at least, because I saw Flair and Bliss had a segment on SmackDown. At least this is like a storyline for the women's tag titles that doesn't involve like.
I think it's really lame.
Champion. But I agree, but they're trying. Not nothing.
Right. Charlotte is incredibly bedazzled in her entrance gear, and maybe
almost
the whole
like
thing.
Annoyingly so.
Yeah. The heels attack as the faces decide who should be starting the match, and they isolate Charlotte Flair early on, which I was a little bit surprised by. So we get a Bliss hot tag. She stays in control of Perez until Rodriguez gets involved. Knees up on the Twisted Bliss, as Bliss is now the one being isolated. Flair gets her hot tag. The crowd wakes up and woos as she chops. Poorly, according to Jack. I think you had an issue with her chopping. Good. Especially once you get to see Gunther, right?
Gunther, Roddy.
Yeah.
Like, Osprey on some days, like most people.
Moonsault onto both for a near fall. Bliss accidentally punches Charlotte Flair when Perez pulls Rodriguez out of the way. We get a Tahana Bomb and a Pop Rocks to Flair, but Bliss makes the save to a pretty good reaction. Rodriguez gets posted, eventual Flair boot to Rodriguez, Sister Abigail to Perez, and we have new champions after 15 minutes. This, again, because you chose to put it right after a tag match that had much more pace and energy than this, I thought this kind of paled in comparison. There were slow sections in this. The crowd seemed to lose steam a couple times as well. Final few minutes were much more engaging. And again, I haven't been following SmackDown, so I don't really have much connection to Bliss and Flair, so that couldn't have helped. I thought
Let's be honest. If we were watching, I don't think you have any connection to Flair, anyways.
No, probably not. You're like trying to give me Flair as a babyface. I think the standout again, if I were to say, is Roxanne. She's really impressing me. She is ready for main roster. They did make sure she got a heel run. That's something they haven't done with Ruka, right? Remember they gave Perez that heel run where I was really skeptical at first because she's such a natural babyface. Ruka's been nothing but the smiling surfer face so far.
But then again, so is Bailey.
True. I thought that 2/3 of this was pretty bland and only fine, and the final third was good, was better.
Well, I, for one, like the Judgment Day theme song.
And your attention retention percentage on this one, would you say?
I feel like I did watch a decent amount of this.
Okay. You're not prepared for this, so you got to remember.
I'm not prepared for this. It's like, I feel like this is one I watched a decent amount. I'd say I probably watched, I'll say at least half. Like, nice. I feel like I watched at least half of this.
50%. And over-under accurate?
That is a 6.34.
So I went a bit under that. So I went 3 stars. I thought it was pretty average. It was fine.
It was fine.
Like nothing amazing. Then we get, I know it was the highlight of the show for you, and maybe you want to talk about it. The amazing pizza commercial we got.
Probably like one of the worst things I've seen.
What was it? A whole bunch of jobbers?
It was like just a bunch of heels and faces. There was like
that was weird
New
too.
Day,
the heels and faces are going to eat pizza.
I want to say Alpha was there. And Nikki Bella was there. She brought in the pizza
because there was only one pizza for everybody, and then I think she brought in more or something.
They did an ad like this a couple years back for another food thing. It was like, and I remember Otis having a big plate of stuff. Remember, it was like, I don't remember what it exactly was because that'd be a waste of my time.
And normally I skip this, but it was so bad we kept.
It's
watching
so bad. It's like I want to torture myself and watch it. It was actually atrocious. Like. This is the kind of stuff.
Yes, it was. This is what makes WWE stuff kind of painful.
This is why I don't do this.
First disc golf disc is out a few minutes in. Then we get Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. My note says for words that never happen. Because remember, the stipulation was either Sami says Kross was right.
Because when Kross lost, it felt like this was like, okay, they're not re-signing him, but maybe now they can continue it. I don't know.
Yeah, so
I will say Kross's entrance is still cool.
It is.
It's a little less pomp and circumstance than he had in NXT.
No, NXT
but it is
really
still cool, and the theme still works. Like, it is still a cool presentation overall. So
it is. And then
I'm glad he retains that. Yeah,
and then the bell rings.
I don't think he's like bad.
He's not bad.
Just, like, I think he's more serviceable on the main roster where it's not like black and gold NXT.
Yeah.
Hell, even if he came up in NXT at around this time, I probably wouldn't hate him as much.
Yeah. Yeah, he would fit in a little better. We get an early moonsault off the barricade from Sami. We get a Scarlet distraction. The lead pipe is introduced, but Sami is ready. Hits a blue thunderbomb for a near fall. The ref's checking on Kross. Scarlet then offers Sami the pipe. I guess we're trying to prove that he's no better, right? And that he's evil at heart or whatever. Sami thinks about it and throws it away and almost gets rolled up. Exploder into the corner, Helluva kick, and it's over after 9 minutes. This was not a PLE match, to put it nicely.
It was not. No, this was a TV match.
So there was a making of a decent story here. The crowd really likes Kross, but this felt like WWE are just not willing to commit to Kross for whatever reason.
They're definitely not.
Many of the segments with Kross on Raw weren't even seen by everyone, right? It was those like nebulous kind of commercial area where not everybody gets to see them. It reeks of WWE not caring much about this. Essentially a TV match, right? Disguised as a PLE blow-off match, I think, to this feud. Sami, I guess, proved he doesn't need to cheat like Kross to pick up a win, but I thought this was a below average PLE and just kind of one of the matches I would suggest is filler on this 2-night card.
But then, like, I remember Julia posting about how, like, she wouldn't forgive herself if she was off the 2-night thing. It's like she's a women's U.S. champion.
And she
got left off the card. Yeah.
But Kross makes it.
Judgment Day with the men's tag titles.
Right. Nowhere to be seen.
Like, why? No offense to Kross, but, like, if they had actually put stock into him, if he had won, if they had had a longer match and it actually felt worthwhile, then I'd understand it because this has been a feud for like months now.
Yes.
So honestly, if the match was more worth it, I would say they're totally just in putting it on here. And I think having more non-title matches is totally fine. But given what we got, like we could have put any other title that wasn't on the show.
Yes. 8-minute PLE match is kind of nuts to me.
I agree.
Your attention retention percentage?
I feel like, well, it's like...
It was only 8 minutes, so you didn't have to give it a lot of time.
I feel like it's like probably high because I didn't watch much of it, but it also didn't last that long.
Right.
So I'd say like 40, we'll say.
Nice. Over-under accurate?
That would be a 3.55.
I am I'm under that. So I went 2 3/4. I thought this was a below average PLE match. I think that's fair. Then we get into the women's
this one's shorter
championship match. It's Tiffany Stratton defending against Jade Cargill.
7 minutes for this one.
Oh yeah, we have our predictions too, right? I forgot about all that. We only did it for night 2 anyways. So we didn't make them
we didn't even do it for this one.
So it's a moot point at this point. So Jade works Stratton over on the floor early, including a suplex. She poses on the apron, gets pushed off before Stratton dives onto her. Get a nice swanton by Stratton for 2. Gymnast stuff caught by Cargill, and she hits a backbreaker, Eye of the Storm for 2. Cargill, what does that mean? Oh, Cargill too long to get a good Alabama slam. I don't remember, but apparently we weren't happy with it. Awesome knees up on the Stratton moonsault. Jade put Jaded, but a foot on the ropes for Stratton. Stratton cooperates so Cargill can tease an avalanche Jaded because it was kind of awkward in the corner. They're up there for quite a while. Stratton counter sends Cargill to the mat and hits her moonsault for the win. I didn't even get how long this was.
7 minutes.
Yeah, it was short, right?
Because Cargill can't go.
That's what my note literally says. They kept this short, likely to hide Cargill's limitations. And also there's a strong likelihood that Stratton is not ready to carry a match at this point, right?
That's also fair, but like she could definitely hold her own.
And I'm not saying, I like her, but if you're like, you've got to carry Jade Cargill to a 15-minute match, I don't think that's Stratton's spot right now. No glaring issues, but also didn't feel important. Didn't feel like a main women's title match. Didn't feel like it should have been on a PLE. Right. Good high impact moves along the way. Nothing to get excited about. Again, Stratton as a babyface just isn't really working.
I'm not saying like King of the Ring always has to win, but like we had King of the Ring winner and then Cody won the title back. Mm-hmm. Last year, Gunther won King of the Ring and Nia Jax won Queen of the Ring, and they both won their titles here. Cargill kind of won Queen of the Ring and then lost here, but like also lost in like a nothing burger of a match. So it's like, really, why did we give her that win?
It's straight. I think they like. Maybe they're hopeful she's going to progress, that, and then they're like, oh, she's still not very good.
And that'll be one of her accolades if she's ever big. But
True.
Like, I don't know if we're ever going to get there.
True. Your attention retention percentage?
Not much.
I would
feel like it's like below 20.
I was going to say 25 maybe.
Yeah.
Over under accurate?
This was a 5.42.
So I'm accurate. I went 2 3/4. I was about... Like, I didn't think there was any glaring problems with this. I thought it was just about the same as
I forgot to go with Meltzer, but Meltzer
Sami Zayn.
Meltzer gave the opener 4 stars.
Nope.
Women's tag 3.
Fine.
Cross 1.5.
Wow.
And then this one was 2 stars.
Wow. He's harsh. Then we get our celebrity involvement here, right? It's Randy Orton with good old Jelly Roll taking on Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. So Jelly Roll wants in there first, so he blind tags, and the early on story is that Logan Paul underestimates Jelly Roll.
I feel like I watched the most of this match.
I think you did too.
I think this is the match I watched the most, at least for this night.
So Paul tags out to Drew because he doesn't want any more of Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll gets an Orton pep talk, but McIntyre still gets control of the match. The heels work over Jelly Roll, and it's super basic and slow. Orton slams Drew through the announce table. Drew hits a Claymore to Orton on the floor. Paul hits what looked really good, actually, a Prime. He's holding bottles of Prime, right? Frog splash from the top rope to Jelly Roll through the announce table. Medical out to check on him. So this was the big spot in the match, and kudos to Jelly Roll for taking it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Orton gets isolated and stomped forever so that Jelly Roll can dramatically defy the medical people and rejoin the match, which as soon as you saw them trying to walk him out, you knew exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah, you typed that before it happened.
Jack comments, that's right, I did write that. And I said, Jack comments on how boring this is, and he's not wrong. Orton hits a superplex. Jelly Roll makes it back to his corner, tags in, and dominates Paul.
See, that's diluting finishers because his dad's finisher was a superplex. And now we're just kicking out superplexes down and whatever. Like this
madness.
New generation.
Black hole slam to Drew, RKO to Drew, but Paul posts Orton, hits the Paul from Grace, and the heels win after 17 minutes.
That's a great name.
So, okay, so most of this wasn't great. And surprisingly, it felt like it was set up to make Jelly Roll the focus of this, right? Like, really, Orton wasn't a big deal in it.
Which is kind of expected.
And Jelly Roll, to his credit, like, other than knowing this guy apparently is a musician and lost, like, 300 pounds or 200 pounds or something, I don't know who he is, but he was willing, right? Like, is he super capable? No, but was he willing?
Yeah, I don't think in terms of wrestling capabilities, I don't think he's very good. He's no Logan Paul, but I respect his willingness to, one, take stuff, because he took the big moves from Paul.
He did.
And he definitely looked like he tried at least.
And the crowd connects with him. Say what you will.
And I've seen a lot of what he says about wrestling. He seems to really respect it and at least have an appreciation for it. So at least as a dude, I think he seems really cool. I don't want to watch him wrestle.
And I think he will do more.
I think he will wrestle again. I don't want to watch him wrestle, but at least if I supported him, I wouldn't feel bad about it, because I don't like Logan Paul as a person, but Logan Paul is quite a talented wrestler. And I was saying to you, I kind of like the duo of him and McIntyre.
Yeah.
Because McIntyre is such a hater, and I feel like it just complements Paul really well.
If McIntyre just keeps doing his truth-telling heel stuff,
right? I just feel something about their characters kind of gels together. So I do kind of like that.
And Paul has muscle to be extra douchey.
Yeah,
because
right.
McIntyre's a monster.
I feel like them as a super team would be kind of interesting if you wanted to do something in the tag division. And then Orton's here is just kind of a solid hand, just to kind of help things along, which I think is a fine role for him to play here.
I kind of came away from this feeling a little bad for Drew and Orton, because it really wasn't about them.
I agree.
And they're on SummerSlam, and this is the capacity.
I agree. I was particularly bothered that this was McIntyre's lot in life.
Yeah.
But it seems like we're gearing him up for a program with Cody now, so that's fine.
Yep.
We're fine. He won't win, but it's fine. So this was fine.
And Paul got the memorable spot, and I did notice that he kind of delivered moves to himself to help Jelly Roll look good, right?
Yeah,
a lot of Jelly Roll's offense was Paul doing.
I will have to give a lot of credit to Paul for this match. He carried his load really well. He bumped around like a madman for Jelly Roll.
It doesn't make us happy to say nice things about this guy.
It doesn't, but I think I do really enjoy Paul's work, and I don't like
WWE. I don't want to,
and I don't really like him that much. But I really I don't know if we've ever had that any major complaints about his work. Even the first match, I was like, I don't like him, but he did pretty well for his first time. He's always done really well, and it bothers me to say that, but I think as a wrestler, I do really enjoy Logan Paul, especially as a celebrity wrestler. I really I saw Bad Bunny saying he's the best celebrity wrestler. It's Logan Paul.
It is.
Logan Paul's easily the
Amell
best
was pretty good.
Wrestler. Who? Oh, Stephen Amell. Yeah, Stephen Amell's pretty good. Who else? Bad Bunny did good for what he did. I'll give him credit. Who else has done really big wrestling? Because
Carl Malone, Dennis Rodman.
Rodman.
Going back a little bit.
Jay Leno.
Oh God. Yes, he was.
I know.
Really good. Speaking of athletes,
I know Mayweather did a match with Big Show. That was more like him kind of boxing Big Show though, right? But yeah, Logan Paul is really great. So yeah, he did work his ass off in this one. I would say if there's any, I'd say crowning achievement of his in-ring work is this, because he did the big spots, and he was if Jelly Roll looked good, it's because of Logan Paul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think he definitely deserves a lot of credit for this one. And yeah, I do wish McIntyre had a bigger role, but hopefully more for him.
I still didn't come away thinking this was a good match. No. I have it below average.
But the effort was there.
But I feel like your attention retention was pretty high on this
think I would put at least 80 something.
That's
I feel
impressive.
I watched most of this, which is weird.
Over under accurate?
This was a 5.13.
So I'm pretty much accurate. I went 2.5. I was
3 3/4 from Meltzer.
That's crazy.
That is insane. That's our minimum usually for AEW pay-per-views.
Oh, we're doing pretty well. We're at the main event in night 1 already. It is the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther defending against CM Punk.
Punk's gear color looked like it was Fantastic Four-ish with that tealish blue and white.
That's what I've heard.
Which
elsewhere.
I think is funny because you wouldn't. One, you don't watch it. Two,
A, I don't
colors.
know colors, and B, I don't know superhero stuff. But I did hear somewhere.
And he always says in his entrance it's clobbering time thing, which is
what color is this?
Probably what he wore.
So what is it? Blue?
It's a light blue. Yeah.
Okay.
But he always does it's clobbering time in his entrance.
Yes.
That's the Thing's catchphase.
Yes.
Do you actually know that, or are you just saying yes?
I knew it was somebody in the Fantastic Four because somebody else had already said it that I listened to.
Okay, yeah. So I do think it's kind of neat that he wore that. Fraxium wore similar colors the next night. They look pretty cool. I was telling you, I think I like their theme song now.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it before. When it first came out, I was like, oh, that's weird. Because they finally got a theme when they came to main roster. Yeah. And it's just it's really high octane, and I think it fits. And I don't know, I do kind of dig it. I've been listening to I listened to it so much when we were walking on Wonderland.
You subjected your poor mother in the car to wrestling.
Oh, that was awesome. Because she didn't but you can't even. I guess a bit of a digression. Yeah, we were just trying to test out which one she hates and which one she doesn't mind. You can't hate Hangman's. You can't hate Bang Bang
She
Gangs.
didn't.
Those were the two that I was like, yeah.
She didn't even hate Aleister Black's.
She didn't hate that either. She didn't like Swerves, which I thought was weird.
Yeah, well.
I think
that's crazy.
Did she like AJ's? Because we played AJ's original.
I don't remember.
But I finally added that to my playlist because for some reason I haven't really listened to it that much. I actually do kind of enjoy AJ's heel theme from last year. But then like when I was driving home late last night, I listened to my wrestling playlist just cause, and like the AJ one hit loud. I was like, it's such a banger. And Street Profits is a great one.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling you, like, well, I'll mention it now. I remember, but when Street Profits come out in the TLC match on the second night, it's like they're coming out to their Def Rebel theme. It's just like it does not hit the same.
No,
because they used to be so over. Remember when they would do the crowd entrances with the
solo
cups
them in NXT.
Their old theme song when they're like Ford's jumping around dancing to it.
They were really cool.
They had such a vibe to them.
They did,
and I feel like it's just gone.
It is.
It's like. I think that's a ringing endorsement of that theme song is that like I feel it's integral to their popularity in some ways.
Part of it is also the way NXT's set up that it was always in the same place, so the crowd really adopts
that
certain
too. But
people.
even on main roster when they were doing that, I remember them being over. Like even when they were newer on the main roster, and so that theme I think was just like their whole entrance was so, and it's just not there. But yeah, I don't know how we got here, but theme songs.
So this match I feel like is kind of polarizing with people. I've heard a wide range of opinions on it, so we'll talk about it. Gunther basically methodically is working Punk over
long.
early.
Damn, son.
Punk gets his chance. What does that mean? Punk gets his chance and whirled on Gunther's arm, but finally takes a chop from
Works
Gunther.
on Gunther's arm?
Works on Gunther's arm instead of whirled on Gunther's arm? Probably. Yes, that's right. Gunther with chops and submissions, working really deliberately. And basically, it's just Gunther beating the hell out of Punk with basic stuff, talking crap to him while he does it. Punk gets brief stretches in control, but Gunther always recovers and continues his beatdown of Punk, usually chops. Gunther top rope splash, some lariats, a power bomb. The beatdown continues outside the ring. Gunther takes the time to pose on the announce table. Punk pulls his feet out. Gunther is now somehow bleeding. They tried to say it was from his nose, but it was from the top of his head. It was from his forehead. Because he's off getting something done to his nose for real. So they were trying to sell that, I think. Punk elbow drop and attempted GTS countered into a sleeper. Punk escape, hits a GTS. Gunther still standing. Another GTS, and it's over. This was half an hour, right? 30 minutes?
Too long.
So let's just talk about the match before we get into the aftermath.
Sure.
They tried really hard to sell a story here that Gunther is a completely dominant but arrogant, and it cost him, and that Punk is kind of the veteran taking a beating, trying to survive.
And
which
they did do
fine.
a thing to like make Gunther to target Gunther's nose at the end because I think he's going off to get nose surgery, so that's like the write-off there.
And I thought Punk's selling was good. My biggest problem was
he did look gassed at sometimes though.
He did, but maybe that was part of the selling. I don't know. What bothered me was the whole turn and of the match and Punk winning hinged on Gunther getting up on an announce table and like posing and taunting, which is not something he does.
No.
So he went completely.
He's not like cocky like that.
They could have found a different way to have Punk get the advantage.
He is sometimes like he'll like if he's really being the crowd with something, like I feel like he's even with Dragunov he'll like kind of taunt them sometimes, but not like be like taunting the crowd. He'd be like kind of putting his opponent down and like smack talking them. But
yeah,
it's just like it definitely didn't feel in line with Gunther here.
I thought the match was fine. I didn't love it. It was very slow and plodding, right? And we've seen matches where Gunther beats the hell out of people and it's super entertaining. Mm-hmm. This fell short of that for me, and I guess maybe that's Punk's fault.
Like I agree.
And like 30 minutes of a one-way beating, basically.
Yeah, it's different if it's like Dragunov. Even then, Dragunov will fire back just as hard. And Punk, it's just not there for me. But when Dragunov, when he took a beating from Gunther, he took it.
Yes.
And then he dished it out just as good.
Yes.
Like the NXT UK Empty Arena match is legendary.
Yes.
Right? That's probably like one of the that's probably one of the hardest matches I've ever to watch.
Because it's like you're watching a man just get beaten up.
His ass
Bret Hart's just
with nothing else
furious
to block the sound.
Yeah,
Bret Hart would hate that. But it's like that is such a brutal match, but in a different way from like Hangman Swerve. Mm-hmm. Like I'd put them in a similar league, but for completely different reasons.
Yes, because it's not weapons or any.
It's just
Gunther is killing him.
That's the thing too. Is Gunther is still brutal, but Gunther will never be Walter because Walter in NXT UK was just unleashed.
He was amazing,
and Punk is just not Dragunov.
So your attention retention percentage on this one?
I'm gonna go 45 because it was long, so I feel like I probably saw a decent amount of it, but I feel like I didn't watch a decent percentage of it.
Over under accurate?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's 8.6.
Come on. I went 3, so I'm
Meltzer,
well under.
You want to
that.
guess what Meltzer gave it?
Meltzer went 4.5. He did. Wow.
Yep.
And that's what I've seen. I've seen everyone go from like they hated it to they absolutely loved it. I
didn't hate it. I just didn't really like it.
I agree. So then, is Punk an idiot?
Yes.
Because you just won the match. You know Seth Rollins has the money in the bank and could.
I guess he got work too. He got work,
but he stood there forever and ever and ever and ever. So he celebrates for an impossibly long time.
That is true.
Rollins' music hits.
And then once Rollins comes out, Punk's the valiant babyface.
He comes out on crutches, and they're sort of telling us that, like, he's just saying that he's...
I thought they did do a good job of selling that.
I thought the whole cash-in was really good. I'm not going to lie.
I agree.
He tosses the crutches away, takes off his knee brace.
I really did like the theatrics of it. And he dropped the crutches as his theme song said, burn it down. Like, just, they did a really good job of, like, just doing the whole thing.
And then Rollins beats on Punk with the case, cashes it in, hits a stomp, and it's over. Rollins is the champion. I really thought the cash-in was well done.
I agree.
Even because I was the guy who never believed Rollins was injured. But then
they worked you so hard. It's like, okay, they're not going to do it because now we know he's going to do it. So I honestly thought the surprise worked again because it was like, well, first off, I was like, okay, he's not going to cash in for a while. He's injured. No, wait, it's a work. He's definitely cashing in at SummerSlam. But now they know everyone knows that. So they're not going to do it now because the whole point is that they want that element of surprise. So now I'm back to thinking he's not going to cash in. And then he does. So now the surprises work double fold because it's like, you went around a loop just to end up back where you were, where you didn't think he was cashing in.
And also, they've done a solid job of the story of all Punk wants is to be the champion, right? And he's the champion for like a minute.
That. I saw that McIntyre held it for like
too.
20 seconds longer. Remember when Punk screwed him and Priest cash in? So I was like, good for McIntyre.
So the whole I really like the cash in.
Was really great, and I thought that was a great ending to the show. In terms of surprises, I mean, both nights' endings were surprising, but one of them doesn't make me feel bad.
Right. So I did my math on my averaged out this. So it came out to a 58%, which is a Canadian D+. And I think that seems kind of fair. There's nothing I say you need. Like, the only thing I would say you have to watch on this match is the cash-in.
Yeah, but
even
though
I
find clips of that.
I like the opener, whatever, fine, but I still wouldn't say you need to go see it. But so that was really 6 matches. To me, there's one, there's 5 minutes you need to watch in whatever it was, a 4-hour show, or I don't know what they stretched it into. But anyways, we'll move right into night 2. So that opens with a match I was really looking forward to. That's the Women's World Championship, Naomi, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky. So Naomi earlier tries to escape to the floor, but the others kind of follow her out there. Eventually they get back in the ring, and the faces gang up on Naomi, as you would expect. Only briefly, though, Naomi ducks a Ripley boot that hits Io, I thought, in a pretty good spot, and then that allows Naomi to take control. Naomi bites Ripley's thumb to escape a suplex. She dominates Rhea Ripley as Io's kind of out on the floor. Io tries to return, but Naomi takes her out and then does Io's taunt sort of thing. Io hits a missile dropkick that finally stops Naomi. The baby faces double team Naomi, and she rolls to the floor, leaving Io and Ripley to face off. So they do, which I kind of like, right? They have this mutual respect for each other, but want to beat each other still too. Io counters a Riptide into an inside cradle for 2 and a really nice Io Poison Rana. Ripley hits a Razor's Edge and a powerbomb to Io, but Naomi shows up to break up the pin. Io moonsault to both on the floor. Io knocked onto the ring post. Remember, it looked like she actually hit herself on the top of the ring post.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, actually.
Which it rarely looks good. We'll see a lot of people blocking their getting hit in the head with stuff later on this show, unfortunately. Rhea takes a moonsault from each of her opponents. Io uses hers to break up a pin, but Naomi moves out of the way, so Rhea gets hit with the moonsault. I thought that was a nice spot too. Naomi hits a nice high knee to Io, but Rhea catches Naomi with a Riptide, with Io barely breaking up the pinfall. Io powerbombs Ripley onto Naomi on the floor. We get an avalanche Riptide to Io that I thought looked great. And Naomi breaks up the pin attempt, rolls up Naomi, steals the victory from Rhea Ripley after about 16 minutes. And commentary makes sure that we understand the narrative that Ripley is snake bit and just can't win the title or beat Io for some reason. That's the narrative going forward. And I think they deal with it a tiny bit on Raw, and I actually quite like the story they're telling.
One of those things is true.
With Ripley and Io.
She won the title this year, so you can't say that she can't win the title. She can't be Io, that's sure. But she literally won the title at the beginning of the year.
Right.
So
I thought this was a really good triple threat, but like I still think there was meat on the bone. Like I was expecting even better than this. And for me, if any match on this card should get 20 minutes or more, I would suggest this one. Like 16 minutes is solid, but
it's not bad. No,
I liked the match. I thought Naomi looked smart at the beginning, finding ways to sort of deal with two baby faces against one. I think Ripley and Io at this point is pretty clear they have really good chemistry together. And again, it's like they will work together, but they also were willing to fight each other because they're kind of proud baby faces, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted this match to be epic, and I don't think it got to that level, but I do think it was very good. I think it was better than anything on night one. I liked it better. So your retention? I
feel like it's something low. Like I don't remember watching a ton of this.
And we both picked Naomi.
We did pick Naomi.
Yes. Yeah. Over under accurate?
I guess we should look at the scores too.
Yes.
Hold on. I'm gonna try to find where's the thing. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I get 6, you get 5.
Okay. Over under accurate?
I did already have it ready. It's 4 stars from Meltzer and 7.92.
So I'm accurate. I went 4 stars as well, which would be 8 on Cage Match, and I matched Meltzer. Quite like the match. The best thing I'd seen so far on SummerSlam. Then we move into, I guess they sort of started night 2 with the high points for me. We get the TLC match for the WWE
probably my favorite thing.
Tag Team titles. Wyatt 6, Street Profits, Andrade Phoenix,
DIY,
Fraxium, DIY, Machine Guns.
Yeah.
And I don't have any idea what's really going on with any of these teams because it's SmackDown.
It's basically from what I've seen is the Wyatt 6 came back and just been beating everybody up.
Yeah.
They won the tag titles from the Profits.
Do you say so?
I think.
I believe you.
And then someone got a title shot, but it ended in a screw. Oh, it was Andrade and Phoenix got a title shot, and then again in a screwy thing. The teams are stepping up, so to speak.
Yes, that is our new.
We end up with this. I remember watching some of the entrances. I was like, oh, I like their theme songs because like Street Profits, their entrance does not hit the same.
Yeah.
Machine Guns, I like their theme song. I enjoyed DIY's theme song quite a bit. And I also enjoy Fraxium's.
So these 6 teams,
12 guys,
plus a bunch of other people.
It actually ends up being because it was also BFAB, LeRae, Cross, and Rowan got involved. So we had 12 people, but it was all of them, right? Is there anyone else that I'm? Because I feel like I said there was 17 people.
I think it was 17. Although Wyatt 6 people.
Right? No, it was Cross,
BFAB.
Rowan, Howdy,
yeah,
and then BFAB and LeRae. So yeah, you had 17 people involved in this in total,
and it was 16 minutes. So they got a lot done in the time they were given.
I agree. I think, no offense to the opener, if any match should have had longer, it's this. Just based on like how many people you have and how many things you have to accomplish.
This is another one I would have added.
I would have absolutely given this at least 4 more minutes. At least make it 20. I think that should be your bare minimum. However, I agree with the time they had. They definitely made the most of it.
So the Machine Guns slam a ladder on Fraxium's fingers early on. Gacy throws a chair at Axiom, knocks him off the top rope. The Profits launch Gacy, but he misses the ladder he was supposed to land on, remember? So they take to it and back body drop him on it, I think it was. Profits do a get the tables thing and stack 4 tables of a certain brand outside the ring. They don't pay me anything, so I don't say what that brand is. Phoenix jumps onto Andrade's shoulders and can almost reach the belts, which I thought was a cool spot.
Yeah.
Like no ladder necessary. 3 Amigos to the Profits by Andrade and Phoenix. DIY take Andrade and Phoenix out with chairs. The Guns hit a flatliner missile drop kick to Gacy onto a chair. Gargano tornado DDT to Gacy through a table. This sequence was crazy. Loomis leg drop to Ford through a table. Phoenix frog splash to Fraser through a table. And then Axiom with a Spanish fly to Dawkins through a table. So just table smashing everywhere. Candice LeRae comes out at one point to climb the ladder. She's going to grab it for her husband, I guess. BFAB comes out and stops her. BFAB still cashing checks. Congratulations to her. She climbs and Nikki Cross stops her with a suplex off the ladder as we now have the women of the groups getting involved. I thought maybe the spot of the match here, Candice LeRae climbs the ladder. She can almost reach the belts. Montez Ford, I think it was.
He kicks Ciampa. Ciampa knocks into Gargano, who's holding the ladder up. He accidentally pushes LeRae, and she goes through a ladder bridge. Pretty perfect.
And
better than Top Dollar.
What a crazy spot for
her. I
think
my favorite spot was the Spanish fly with Axe. That was pretty crazy looking.
So good for Candice LeRae. That's wild.
She did not have to do that. It's not her match.
Ford climbs up. Rowan shoves him off. Profits beat down Rowan with chairs, but Rowan gets back up, so they spear him through a table in the corner. Ciampa climbs. Machine Guns move the ladder. Ciampa is hanging. Oh, he's hanging off the belts. That's right.
It was almost a repeat of the spear spot we saw on the SmackDown.
Fraser misses it, right?
Yeah.
And takes a Gargano kick as he's doing one of his flipping moves. 6 people on top of ladders, but none of the Wyatts. Howdy shoves all of them off as he shows up. DIY go through tables. Andrade ends up hitting a sunset flip bomb to Howdy off of one ladder onto another. Joe Gacy climbs up, grabs the title. The Wyatts retain as we both predicted after 16 minutes. I really like this too. It's just a crazy sprint.
I'd say I think I watched all of this.
I think you were pretty engaged for this one.
I think this was the one I watched the most of, actually.
Sprint of a 16 ladder match. A lot of crazy spots.
It was basically just a spot fest, but a really entertaining one.
They found really creative ways to do stuff, I thought. I would suggest, and I have...
They absolutely made the most of their time, too. Like, they didn't have a lot to work with, given how many people they had. I thought everyone at least did something.
And you already said it. It's in my notes, too. I would suggest that this, along with the opener, could have been given a few more minutes to add to the drama.
Yeah, especially when we're giving Punk and Gunther 30 minutes, and then the next match is, I think, too long.
And I was like, well, they could have used those minutes to tell a better story. And then I'm like, yeah, but the tag division, they're not interested in telling stories anyway.
So just give them a spot fest.
So just let them go. So... yes, a spot fest, but I don't have a problem with that. I thought it was a really good TLC
That's kind of
match.
what TLC's always been, though.
Yeah, of course.
Like, if you look back at the first TLC in 2000, which they did have the Dudleys and the Hardys in the crowd.
Yeah, they did.
That is a spot fest.
Yep.
Even though it's, like, way back in 2000, and it's like, yeah, they're doing chair shots to the heads, and it's, like, decades old. That is still a spot fest. A great one.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's bad that it's a spot fest because that's what this match type tends to be.
Yeah.
Right? Especially when it's the multi-team, big multi-man ones. It's different if it's like 3 guys, like if it's like 1-on-1 or like a triple threat TLC or something like that where you can tell more stories. It's a little more interpersonal, right? But this is just like it's a lot of guys going for belts.
Yeah.
And that's literally how TLC started, just with half the teams, sure. But it's just the same concept made bigger. So there's nothing wrong with this being a spot fest.
And when your company style, I would suggest,
is boring.
Is like plodding's probably too strong a word, and so is boring. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like this is like a shot of adrenaline that I do not mind at all.
So this is absolutely something I enjoy.
I would say your attention retention was like 90%.
I agree because this is like if I'm there in attendance, this is the kind of thing that wakes me up.
Over under accurate.
You know what I mean? This is 8.69.
I went under. I went 4 stars.
You want to guess Meltzer's?
Meltzer. I don't know if he likes this kind of thing or not. I'll say he went 4 1/4.
4 3/4.
Oh, interesting.
I know. I was surprised.
And we both picked that one correctly.
We did. Yeah, I know we did.
Then
gives us what points does it give us? I get 5. You get 1.
Oh, bummer. So
it's 11-6.
I noticed that things were taken out of here. So the segment where Triple H is with the current president of the United States did not appear in the version that we watched. We were watching it on Netflix on Tuesday afternoon, and stuff had already been removed, which I find interesting. So then we get, and I don't know how to feel about this match. My match rating may change as we discuss it. It's Lyra Valkyria, Becky Lynch for the IC title. No DQs or countouts in this one. So I guess I'll get to that at the end. Lyra's in control early. Becky escapes to the floor, takes over, slamming Lyra's head off the announce table. Becky gets a kendo stick. Lyra gets a crowbar, but neither of them get used at that point. I think one knocks the other one down. And anyways, they fight on the floor for a very long time. Lyra sets up a table, but Becky puts a chain in Lyra's mouth and pulls her against the post. This is the first little issue I have because it was like the chain was supposed to go in Lyra's mouth, but it wasn't quite connecting. Yeah. So Lyra like kind of puts it in her mouth herself.
Yeah.
I wish that was the only problem with this match, but there is one all-timer coming up here.
Boy, is there.
Becky gets a kendo stick attack. Becky gets some chairs, and the trusty toolbox is back. We get a chair attack to Lyra, drop toe hold onto a chair, toolbox shot to the head. And then there is a zip tie in the toolbox. So Becky Lynch zip ties Lyra's wrist together and also hits her with a wrench, which doesn't seem to knock her out somehow. I guess that's
wrenches aren't even that, like, they're not that tough. I don't know why you're
just a metal wrench to the head.
No, it's fine.
Another spot that annoyed me, Lyra's hung on the post by her wrists and hit with a kendo stick when all she needed to do was stand up and her wrists would have unhooked. Like, she's purposely hanging low enough to...
Yeah, you need to remove the steps so that she's like literally hanging there.
Right.
She can, like,
and barely, maybe her toes are barely touching the ground or whatever.
I don't mind the ton because I remember that spot being that Usos New Day match. It's just like, that was a great match.
Here's the problem. So Lyra does a really good job of... I guess it's kind of like Orange Cassidy, right? Like wrestling without her hands for a little bit.
Yeah.
Does a good job, bunch of kicks, whatnot. Then she somehow gets her arms around Becky and delivers a belly-to-belly suplex.
Was that through a table?
No.
Oh, okay.
And her hands clearly come out of the...
I'm actually
to the point where commentary comment on it.
I don't even know how.
And then, because you could see...
Because it's zip
So
tie.
I assumed that the plan was she was going to get out of them at some point, because when they zip tied, it was like she was applying pressure so that they weren't tight, right? So that they're on, but they're not, like, she wasn't like this, and not great for audio, so it wasn't super tight. So I thought the plan was they were loose on purpose. So anyways,
yeah, I guess so.
Her hands came out here, and rather than doing what I think she should have done, which is just sell like they broke and get up and now fire up because her hands she actually puts her hand back in. Oh, poor Lyra, because this is going to forever be something I will never forget. So she puts her own hands back into the zip ties. Anyways, Lyra with a bunch of kicks and drop kick off of chairs. Moonsault follows. Becky's head's bounced off chairs. Lyra moves the turnbuckle cover. Lyra hides under the ring, uses a fire extinguisher because you have to in these matches. She finally gets free of the zip ties. I don't know if she was supposed to be able to pry them off of the fire extinguisher because she tried. And I think it was Barrett made some comment about how they're designed to do... Anyways, she didn't. She finally gets free of the zip ties, stops a Becky kendo stick attack, uses the stick on Lynch herself. Nightwing off of the steps, manhandle slam onto chairs for 2. Lyra's trapped in a chair. Remember, she's like fully inside the chair, like it's a straitjacket almost.
Yeah.
And this is annoying too, because the idea is that she's stuck in the chair and Becky's going to wedge it in the announce table, but it's clearly not wedging it, and Lyra's just staying there. They were a little too ambitious in this match, I think. Anyways, Bayley shows up, and nobody cares. She stops Becky from murdering Lyra with a crowbar. I don't think they got anywhere near the reaction they were hoping for here. Becky tells Bayley to murder Lyra with the crowbar, but she won't. Becky tries to cheap shot Bayley with a chain, but Bayley stops her and attacks Becky. Becky pulls herself up on a table, and Lyra flies in from out of nowhere with a leg drop through the table. Remember, that was
pretty good. That was really pretty good.
Back in the
shooting on that was great.
Yeah, back in the ring, Bayley tries to hit Becky with a chain, but misses, hits Lyra, manhandle slam, and it's over after 25 minutes. I think this match was too long, and they tried to do too much.
I agree. It was just kind of boring. It didn't like hold my attention.
And part of my issue is I think both of these women are really good wrestlers, and they didn't wrestle.
Yeah.
There was very little wrestling.
There was a lot of wrestling in between spots, which is usually what you want to see.
And the whole kind of a miss with the chain, kind of a miss with the chair wedging in, the huge miss with the zip ties coming off.
Yeah.
Like, I really do like Lyra and have no issue with Becky, but this had some... Like, that zip tie for me is an all-time moment I will never forget.
Yeah.
That, who was it in AEW where they were fighting the handcuffs? Remember that? I think that was AEW.
No, it was Heyman.
Oh, it was
at
Heyman.
Rumble 2021, Last Man Standing. It was Reigns and Owens.
I also thought there really wasn't a lot of selling done considering the punishment they took. Like, and again, Lyra hanging from the post when she could have just stood up. All those issues. Bayley showing up and nobody really reacting to it, right? I have seen people say this is the worst match of the year by far. I didn't hate it that much. I preferred their previous matches.
I think that's far too harsh.
I think there was way too much here, and I kind of got taken out of them. It's kind of like they asked me to suspend my disbelief a little too much here.
Yeah.
Right? With some of the spots that were like clearly not that clean. A little disappointing. I was looking forward to this. I have it at slightly below average. I don't know. What was your retention on this one?
I feel like it was halfway. Cause I remember a decent amount of this.
Yeah.
But I don't.
And over under accurate?
I don't think I watched a lot of it. 6.94 from Cage Match.
I'm under that. I went 2 3/4.
Meltzer's 3 3/4.
Wow. Really liked it, eh? I thought it was below average just because of the people involved. It should have been better. And there were a bunch of issues along the way. We both did pick Becky, right?
I did not.
Ooh, this is where I get points. How many did you not get?
Okay, let me double check. You
do some math there.
Get 4. I lose 3.
Nice.
We'll have to look at this again at the end.
Well, I think because maybe... Yeah, we'll see. You have to do the total math. And then I noted that more stuff clearly got cut out here because it goes straight from the finish of one match to the beginning of the other, which on a PLE is not happening.
That's not real.
Never happening.
That's not real.
We get what then I would suggest is one of the most bland cage matches you're ever going to get. It's Solo Sikoa taking on Jacob Fatu, and we love Fatu, so it doesn't make me happy to say this.
Yeah.
Fatu's in control early till he's backdropped into the cage wall. Pace is slow. Solo throws Fatu around and lands punches, running hip attack into the cage. Cage door opens. Fatu holds on to Solo's ankle. They do the same thing again a couple minutes later. Fatu hits a big lariat, goes back on the offensive, runs Solo into the cage repeatedly, running hip attack, 2 moonsaults for a near fall. Tala, Camacho, and Jeff Cobb come out. Jimmy Uso comes down and Tala Tonga destroys him. Fatu does not want the door open, which I kind of like that touch. He's like, no, I'm looking to keep you in here and kill you. But then he turns around into a spike for a near fall. Solo climbs to the top. Fatu follows. More interference from Solo's people. And Fatu gets handcuffed to the cage. Cobb opens the door for Solo, but Fatu just breaks the handcuffs. We don't get to see it until a replay. They didn't show it very well.
Frame it great.
So he gets to Solo just in time to stop him from leaving. Solo tries to get out again, gets close. And this time it was kind of weird because Tala Tonga kind of slammed the door on both of them. And then they just sort of Solo falls halfway out the doorway or whatever, and they pull him out, I think it was, or did he just climb out? Anyways.
It doesn't matter.
Solo escapes.
It's lame either way.
12 minutes, and they immediately go back and show Fatu breaking the handcuffs because we didn't get to see it. Fatu is super mad. He takes out everyone, and I don't know, they saved easily the best spot of the match for after the match because he hits a moonsault off the top of the cage onto Camacho and Cobb. It looked awesome.
It did look sick.
So if you told me ahead of the show that this match was getting 12 minutes, then this would have been probably exactly the match I would have imagined. Fine, but kind of bland and basic. By far the best spot.
This is why I don't like when they do cage matches, because I know it's not going to be anything that great.
It's not.
When AEW does it, it's like some violent thing. It feels like appropriate cage match. This is just like, I don't know.
I also feel like Solo is working Roman Reigns style with half the presence and charisma.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Roman works a very slow plodding style, but sometimes it can work for him. He's just such a presence. Solo is not.
Solo's never had that presence.
Fatu is always fun to watch, but by the time Solo got his time in control, I don't feel like there was much left for Fatu here.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he did a ton.
No, and that's what I mean. I'd feel like this needs to be the end of this.
I hope so. The finish came way too quickly and was, I thought, really uninspired. Just like, slam the door, he's out.
Yeah.
Clearly, this was to get Tala Tonga some shine, too. They did no favors for Jeff Cobb here, right? As he was just a stooge getting beat up by Fatu afterwards, I guess. I thought, considering this is a PLE and a cage match and supposedly some sort of bitter feud, I was below average again. Your attention retention?
I feel like it was really low.
Probably. Over under accurate?
This one was not as good, I think. 3.09.
I went under. I went 2 3/4.
It's a 2 for Meltzer.
2? Wow. He's harsh on some of these, eh? We then move into an and we both picked... I picked Solo, right? We both picked Solo.
I think we both had 2 as well.
Nice. We move into the Intercontinental Championship. It's Dom Mysterio, AJ Styles. AJ and his son come out in a lowrider a la Eddie Guerrero. There is a lot of Eddie Guerrero stuff here.
Well, it's because it's 20 years since the Casilla Dominic match.
Right.
And so Dom's wearing colors same as Ray, which is like the navy blue and like the black. And then, AJ comes on the lowrider and his tights are like very derivative
inspired
of Eddie's tights from that match as well.
And Michael Cole saying Viva la Raza made me giggle. It was just funny to hear him say that. Dom runs away. AJ catches him, tests his strength. Dom tries to cheat, but AJ's ready. Atomic drop for Dom. Dom sweeps AJ's legs on the apron, takes over, stays in control until Styles blocks an avalanche Rana attempt, hits a tornado DDT. People are waving their phone lights around, and it's annoying me at this point. AJ flurry of offense, including a Pele kick. Dom hits a sudden Michinoku driver for 2. AJ hits a brainbuster. Dom gets his knees up on an AJ dive and then follows up with a 619. AJ gets his feet up on a splash, applies a calf crusher. Dom takes off the turnbuckle cover, then gets a chair as the ref's dealing with the turnbuckle. AJ my note just says you can elaborate. AJ out Eddie's Dom with the chair.
Oh yeah, it was the spot that MJF and Cole did once, I think. I'm pretty sure it's MJF and Cole where like Dom does the chair thing where he hits it, the mat,
hands it to AJ,
flops down, hands it to AJ. Then AJ lies down, puts the chair around his neck, and then the rest like, oh my god, what do I do?
Another calf crusher. AJ takes Dom's boot off, and we see later that Dom had intentionally loosened the boot, which I feel Eddie had done as well.
WrestleMania 20 against Angle.
Thank you.
He had an ankle lock. He got out, small package him. So yeah, it was an Eddie finish, which I did really like it. He absolutely clocked AJ with the boot.
The boot shot and then a frog splash. Dom wins and retains.
I liked it because it was kind of like his own way of doing it. It was a little different than Eddie's.
Quick match, only 11 minutes.
I thought it was pretty good though.
I thought it was fine too. Short, full of tributes to Eddie, which is cool. I don't think it was anything special. I don't know what I'll remember from it.
No, it wasn't like exceptional, but I thought it was perfectly serviceable.
Me too. Nothing really stood out. Dom is a great heel, but I don't feel like AJ's the right babyface to pair with him for whatever reason.
I don't hate it.
I think it was better than the cage match that came before it.
Absolutely. I think it at least didn't feel like filler.
We both picked Dom, for sure.
We both picked Dom. Yeah. And I feel like there's probably another match out of them. I hope it's a little better, but this is still fine, I thought.
I think your attention retention
I think it's pretty good. Like I'd go like maybe 75.
That's pretty good. And over under accurate?
That is a 6.07.
I am pretty much accurate. I went 3 stars. I said this was kind of an average match.
Was 2 3/4.
So we're similar. Then we get to the main event, which I think you and I differ on opinion-wise here. So we'll see. It is John Cena defending the undisputed championship against Cody Rhodes. So basically, correct me if I'm wrong, on SmackDown, John Cena was, hey, I'm a babyface now. And
he's like, yeah, I followed someone's vision of what they thought would make great TV and, lost my way, yada, yada, yada. I'm the real John Cena's back.
So,
yada, yada.
And that was sincere. There was no shenanigans or anything or no backslides. He was a babyface here. So they hug it out.
So that was one of my issues here is like, it's a babyface street fight.
That was my next note. Jack points out we get a face-face street fight.
That does not work.
Right. Cena uses Tyrese Halliburton's crutch and then throws the steps into Cody.
I did like that, where he like, not only was it the steps, it was the bottom part of the steps. Yeah. It was the big part. And he just absolutely hucks it at Cody. I remember once he did that to Bray Wyatt in like 2014, and that also looked great.
Chairs, Cody cutter that Cena doesn't seem to want to take for 2. Remember, he did not take it.
There will be many instances
not wanting to take things. Early AA for 2, one of 20. I don't know, a lot.
Yeah.
Disaster kick, another Cody cutter for 2. A meaningful Cody pile driver.
Oh, because they'll always make pile drivers feel more meaningful because it's like a big deal there.
That's
when
right.
AEW ruins it.
That's right. Sudden Cena AA, both are down. STFU, Cody gets to the ropes. Cena mic shot, then a code red on the floor as he does the like, hey, I've learned new moves kind of face. Really cool.
He's done that before since at least 2015.
Oh, has he? AA through the announce table. Back in the ring, Cody hits a sudden crossroads. Cena top rope leg drop.
For the first of 20 times.
And an AA for 2. Cena gets a table in the ring, but Cody hits a DDT. Time for some crowd brawling. We get barricade quote-unquote shots to Cody because everybody's putting their hands up to not even come close. The second one is not even close to making contact.
It's just, come on, dude.
He suplexes Cena into a leaning barricade. They go under the stage and come up the Cody Vader into an AA on the ramp.
That did look cool.
They come up with Cena already carrying him.
It did look cool. The smoke coming out there. I did like that.
Back to the ring, and Cody runs Cena into a table in the corner, hits a crossroads for 2. It's the battle of the 2 least finishing finishers, right?
Honestly, yeah. And I was telling you, I feel like maybe always, but especially in this day and age, Cena's AA is to the Death Valley Driver what Kevin Nash's Jackknife is to the Powerbomb.
Right.
Where it's like
so
basically
gentle.
just a drop.
And not tucking you in, bud.
It's like nothing more than a drop. No extra emphasis or force is put on
just
by
gravity.
The man delivering the move. It's just letting gravity do the thing and pretending like that's impactful.
Chair shot to Cena. Cody takes off the turnbuckle and quote unquote hits again Cena with it twice. And so I'll say this. I know we were fine mostly with the kind of weak concerto to Christian, but that was one thing and it wasn't in a match. This was like 5 things in a match where you're clearly not coming close to hitting anyone with anything.
It's like things where it's like, also with Christian, it's like 2 chairs, so it's a lot harder to defend.
Yeah.
And he's also had a history of neck and head issues.
And less experienced people doing it.
And less experienced people delivering it. So it's like, this is like 2 guys who've done this for decades. And it's just constant, like, I joked this match had a really good in-ring story of the hand targeting. Because just nonstop, like, just...
Yep.
And very noticeable. Like, to the point where I think that definitely hurt my viewing. It was
it's
like...
that suspension of disbelief. I want to believe you're really fighting... But when you're not making contact, so it's hitting your hands aren't hitting your face, and then you're selling your head, I'm disconnecting.
Right.
And it happens over and over and over
That was
again.
one of my main gripes with the match, is that it's constant, like, clearly not looking impactful, not good sells, and, like, just the constant hitting on the hands. Like, Cena, there was the Cody cutter and the crossroads or two, because there were 20, where, like, his head doesn't touch the mat at all.
Right. Yes, he just like
at all.
He lands on Cody basically.
So there was a lot in this match where I'm like, it doesn't, like, you guys need to do better.
Cena chokes Cody with the loose rope until Cody reverses it. 3 crossroads for 2, best finisher ever. 2 sudden AAs,
yeah,
an avalanche AA.
Not only does that was. It's getting egregious at this point, if it hasn't already. But, like, not only does Cena kick out of a couple crossroads earlier, but the whole triple crossroads thing is supposed to be the one thing where it's like, okay, my finisher doesn't work. Let me spam my finisher. That always works.
Nope.
That didn't even work here.
And then Cena's like, I'll do a super version of mine after
2. It's like,
I think it was 8 AAs altogether or something.
The amount of finish in this match is gross, and then people get mad when AEW spam like big moves. But
I better not hear any WWE fan like love this match.
Don't ever want to hear anyone complain about AEW finisher spamming ever again after this match. And there's this, and I remember on the Netflix debut, Punk and Rollins are like kicking out their own finishers followed by the other person's finisher. Remember, like, Rollins would do a GTS and then curb stomp Punk, and then Punk still kicks out. Like, after this match, I don't ever want to hear anyone complain about finisher spamming ever again. Otherwise, or hate on this match. You can't like this match.
And in theory, they took 1 million finishers after taking 1 million shots to the head with stuff.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. So if you can't criticize AEW and then love this match,
I agree.
If you're gonna give AEW crap for the safe chair shot and the finisher spamming some matches, or like no selling and whatever, you can't like this match then.
And despite what I'm saying, I like this match. I know it sounds crazy. I kind of thought the drama of it was pretty good. It felt like a big match. Anyways, Cody cutter through a table. 50th crossroads is the one that works. Cody wins after 35 minutes. Cena hands Cody the title. They hug and cry. I actually thought this was a very good main event. It does lose marks for the face-face dynamic and the extreme safety that these... I hate to say, like, you're losing marks for working so safe, but then don't put all those shots in if you're not going to even come close to connecting with them.
I don't think this was great.
I liked it.
I don't even know if... I think it's almost good, but, like, I just...
Easily seen his best match since coming back. I
guess. It's a really low bar considering I think I've seen 2 other ones, maybe. And one of them was bad. Like, I'll say this, it was not horrible like their Mania match, because their Mania match sucked, and part of that was the Travis Scott thing. But this one, at least, like, I don't think it was outright like horrible. I just don't think it was good because, one, we shouldn't have had a straight fight. It was face. Like, it just takes a lot of the drama out for me. The safe
especially
shots,
face, like it. I think you even have to include the backstory of just Cena going, "I'm a face now." Like, there wasn't even any.
So that's a good point too. Is like, I'm not gonna like bash you for liking this or whatever, but that's another thing too. Is the story is not here for me. That's what there's not drama for me, because it's like, one, Cody Rhodes is a babyface we're notoriously known for not caring about.
Yes,
and one that's not a very good.
They could have double turned here,
which they're not gonna do. Apparently that was just a work, right?
Yeah.
2, Cena's a babyface who hasn't been, and then you have them both being babyfaces. It's like they're hugging at the beginning and like
hugging at the end.
At the end, and like Cody did the salute before he finished Cena. It was kind of like the Flair Michaels thing, which I see what they're going for there, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
And then it's just all the shots to the head, the more finishers than I have fingers.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I don't want to sound like I hate this match because I don't think it was like outright bad for me.
And I liked
hate
it, but I have some issues too.
There's too many issues with it for me to like it. Like, I will say, I think I paid attention to most of it.
Yeah.
But I felt
you did too.
every time I look up from my phone, I was seeing a crossroads. Or you'd rewind to be like, hey, watch this. And Cena's just like,
yeah. No,
his hands
you
up.
put your hands way too close to your face.
Yeah, sorry.
They were way out here.
Right? And so it's just like, there's just too many things that kind of took me out of the wrestling element, like you were saying. And it's just like
I want to believe you're fighting each other.
Suspension of disbelief.
Stop doing things that make it clear you're not fighting each other.
I didn't feel like it was a match where it's like they felt like they really wanted to beat each other up with weapons or whatever. I feel like they're just using it because they could, really. Right? Like, if there's all this respect and whatever, since they're both babyfaces now, it's like, why is Cena hucking stairs at his face?
But I think Cena can't just have a wrestling match for 35 minutes at this point.
I agree. And I don't mind the smoke and mirrors, but then I think we should have kept him heel, at least for this, right? And so at least there's some heat to it. I feel like there was some drama, but not as much as I would think there should be. And then there's no heat because there's no babyface. And it's just between the non-existent shots to the head and the constant finishers to the point of, like, it's laughable. Like, they both hit 3 of their finishers in a row, with Cena hitting an avalanche one, and they both kicked out of the respective trains.
After already taking a bunch of damage.
After taking shots to the head, and already have taken, like, at least 2 finishers each before that point.
Yes.
So at that point, when they did the triple finishers, they would have taken at least 5 of that finisher throughout the match. And it's just like, that's too much.
Yep.
It's like, people complained. I remember Mania 34, I think that was that match. It was the New Orleans one where it's Lesnar and Roman. And remember, that's the one where, like, towards the end, Roman gets busted hard way. Like, Lesnar does the elbow thing and Reigns is just, like, bleeding buckets and whatever. And that's the one where everyone thought Roman was going to win because Brock was maybe going to go back to UFC and then he didn't.
Yeah.
But that one, I remember Roman kicked out of 5 F5s.
Yeah.
Like, not in a row, but a cumulative. He kicked it a few times, but a cumulative, it was like 5 or 6 F5s. I think the 6 was what put him down. I remember people harshing on that. Like, people better complain about this thing because this is worse.
Yep.
Like, Cody hit at least 6 crossroads in this match.
Yes.
It was atrocious. I know I'm going on about this, but it's like, it was, again, I don't hate the match. I just didn't really like it because there's too many bones to pick for me.
You did pay attention for the most part.
I will say, me complaining about this much is me paying attention at the very least.
And what over under accurate on this?
8.59 from cage match.
I'm under. What was Meltzer?
Well, what was yours first?
3.75.
Meltzer gave it 5 stars.
That's absurd.
That is ridiculous.
Although he's infinite, so
I guess it's not very good.
It literally doesn't mean as much to me when he does that because
but still, it's just
could be 5 million stars.
That bothers me so much because it's just not a 5-star match at all.
So after they're done hugging it out, very familiar music hits. Redacted comes out in a cowboy hat, and
Brock Lesnar.
The crowd goes bananas for him, and he ends up F5.
He's got more hair now.
F5ing Cena.
Yeah.
So whatever, that's great. The math, I think, works out, although it might have changed one along the way. But I'm saying night 2 is better than night 1 for sure, because I like the opener, I like the ladder match, and I like the main event for what it was. So I have this night 2 as a C+. And I think that's fair. There is a lot of filler, but at least 3 good matches so half the matches were enjoyable on this, and then the rest were kind of filler. Yeah. So I would say, I don't know, underwhelming SummerSlam, but we weren't really expecting a lot either, so kind of delivered on our mediocre.
It felt like Mania though, like that's 2 of their big 4 that they really whiffed on, I think. Because I remember we really liked Rumble. Rumble I thought was great.
Yeah.
Rumble was also one night.
Yeah. Yes, and it's just the style is not what we generally like. But again, it was, I don't know, we watched it, it happened, and we talked about it. So we can move on. You were
saying that the 2 nights is so daunting. So how long? It took us at least 5 days to watch this.
We weren't done this for,
I think it took us
days. Did we finish?
It was last weekend, so it took us like most of the week.
We finished Road Cena yesterday? Day before?
Not yesterday.
So Thursday? I was working.
No, Thursday we were out, so maybe Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
I think. Because Thursday we were at Wonderland.
Right. But yeah, we watched it. We talked about it. We're going to move on into things that we prefer generally, and that is taking a look at this week's episode of AEW Dynamite. Talk to me about Dynamite.
I'm good.
As I switched disc golf discs to mess around with while you talk,
and
it matches
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, I guess, here.
Doesn't that make you so much happier?
Our favorite wrestler, yes.
In a certain context, he could be my favorite wrestler. Like if we're talking, like if we just
crazy.
No, if we fail to mention that as celebrities, it's like then yeah, he's my favorite.
Okay.
But no, he's just my favorite wrestler. Yeah. Anyways, we start with an MJF promo. I will say also, for the entrance stage this week, it looked like we were back in a more regular venue because the stage actually, like, they had enough room to do the bottom screen with the tunnels.
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like a lot of the venues lately, we don't always have room for the tunnels. So, like, we did actually have tunnels.
Did I win the points?
I don't know.
For SummerSlam?
You want to do that quick right now?
I feel like I might have.
Okay. Do you have a way to, like, keep track while we're going?
In my brilliant head, yes. Go.
Sure. Okay, so Wyatt's, we both picked it. I'm at 5. You're at 1.
Okay.
Okay, and then Dom, I take 4, you take 6. So I think I'm at 9, you're at 7. Okay. Then Solo, we both take 2, so just add 2 to both.
Yep.
You pick up 4 from Lynch.
You get 0.
I get 6, you get 5 for Naomi.
Yep.
And then I get 1, we both picked Cena, so never mind, that's it.
But we both picked Cena and got how many? Was that the 6 and 5?
We were wrong.
Oh, sorry, right. Okay, so you got
Naomi.
9, 15, 17. I got, I crushed you. 9, 11, 17, 18.
Yeah, okay.
I win. Sorry, back to Dynamite. As I erased
At least that's close. That's good.
Because I wrote it in my podcast notebook.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, MJF, it was a quick promo. He insults Briscoe a bunch. He calls him white trash who got lucky, and the fans feel bad for him. Mark Stock's going to run out tonight.
Yeah, I thought good final words from
solid stuff.
MJF and straightforward.
Nothing super interesting.
And it was him being like, they're getting serious now, right? Because this is a bit of a grudge match they're selling us. So
like Kushida serious? They're going to start wearing jeans?
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
That's one of my favorite things. Is like, that's like the tag team division stepping up. It's like, we're getting Kushida's getting serious.
No more ring gear.
Just wrestling in jeans for a while.
Yeah,
that was great. Then we kick off with a very interesting match. It's Jon Moxley against MVP's arch nemesis, Speedball.
That's right,
Mike Bailey. I saw next week we'll get Moxley and Kevin Knight. So Moxley's just out here doing side quests right now.
And commentary is kind of trying to sell to us that Moxley is a little bit distracted by the possibility of Darby showing up, which I thought they could have even parlayed that into a win for Speedball.
I don't disagree, but I'm not like mad that they didn't because I didn't expect that.
And also, like, I would love it. It would give Bailey a quality singles win, but Moxley has just lost twice in a row.
Yeah,
so.
Moxley did just drop a couple big matches. So I don't think you're wrong. I think that would have been interesting, but it's okay that they didn't.
Yeah.
Anyways, Mox gets in Kevin Knight's face on the floor. Then Speedball flies in with his triangle moonsault. Speedball hits his moonsault knee drop to Mox, who's over the barricade, so that looked pretty nasty.
It did.
Speedball drops Mox with some kicks, running shooting star for 2. Top rope shooting star from Speedball for another 2. Armbar or a juge off the kick out. Mox shifts to Speedball to switch into triangle. Mox kind of like does the thing where he like lifts him up. Speedball brings him back down to Hurricanrana, back to the juge. Back and forth pin. Speedball eventually gets that moonsault knee drop again. Yuta distracts Speedball while the ref deals with Knight and Shafir, so Mox drops him with a boot. Darby comes in through the crowd, abducts Yuta. Mox gets distracted by this. Speedball rolls him up for 2. We get the crescent kick for a really nice near fall, and we go back to the juge. But the finish comes eventually. Mox wears Speedball down in a sleeper, then absolutely drills him with a Death Rider to pick up the win.
I thought a really good opening TV match. This
is a match I never thought we'd see either.
And that's why I enjoy Bailey still, because there's all kinds of fresh opponents for him to face, right? And he's always really fun to watch. Really
cool contrast of styles too, because Mox is so like slow and methodical and like not basic, but like simple. He's more grounded. He's gonna try to grind you down and wear you out. And Speedball's super high octane and exciting, and he's just running around with kicks and high flying all over the place, right? So it's really opposite ends of the spectrum here.
It was good enough. It was one of those, like we say it all the time, unavoidable in wrestling. The result is never in doubt, but it's a good enough match. Right? It's a good enough match that I don't really care. So yeah, I quite enjoyed this. I enjoy seeing Speedball just face people I didn't think I was going to get to see him face, because I thought he's forever indie / TNA, right? So I'm really happy for him, and I enjoyed this.
Yeah, and I think they've done a good job of keeping him pretty relevant.
He's been on TV a ton. Is he winning a ton of singles matches? No, but that's
he's
not
won
really...
a few, and he's won tag matches as well.
To me, visibility is the thing, right? If you're on TV all the time, regardless, that's a win.
And I think when they were signing a lot of people, they did struggle to keep a lot of people consistently on TV. So the fact that Speedball and Kevin Knight, honestly, have been, I'd say, fixtures of TV since they got here.
I think Speedball really even more so.
Speedball more so, but he's also been here a little longer. But even Knight, like, they thrust him in right away. He got that pay-per-view match with Ospreay right away, which, yes, that's because Jay White got injured, but that's also because Kevin Knight got a match with Jay White the week he signed. So that's still big regardless. And then they've been really great as a tag team. They've had their singles outings. And Speedball gets this one here. We're going to see Knight against Moxie next week, which could also be cool. So yeah, I think they've done a really good job with Speedball since he's gotten here, and I'm sure he'll get a title at some point. And even though the result was never in doubt, Speedball definitely got his stuff in, and I thought there was a decent near fall too towards the end. Like they could have made you think he'd pull off an upset, which I thought was cool. We also furthered Darby Mox things, so thought that was nice as well. Result was never in doubt, but a really solid match to start things off.
Darby just showing up is kind of on brand for him, right? It makes sense.
We haven't even heard Darby really speak or wrestle.
I mentioned that later that I kind of like that.
It's Sting-esque, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Then we get an Alex Windsor interview. She says things, but it gets ruined by Toni Storm doing her sexual innuendos.
My note says, Windsor's chance to try and sound serious while being flanked by the very unserious champion.
Yeah, she kind of gets ruined by Storm's usual shtick. I thought Windsor, when she was talking, actually did sound good. She had good fire, but Storm really killed this for me, and I don't mean in a positive way. I thought she shoehorned her shtick in here, and it hurt Windsor's promo.
Well, and I think the idea was contagious, because then she threw in innuendo and went, whatever, right?
I thought Windsor was good, but she looks like an idiot for being in orbit as Storm and having to, like, contend with
and we keep saying,
antics.
Like, Windsor's been impressive, but we need to develop her character, and this wasn't it.
Not a way to do that.
This was just, how do you play off of a comedy babyface
who's
beside
our world
you?
Champion.
But anyways.
Yeah. Then we get Death Riders. They come outside and find a white body bag. Darby drives off, and then they open the bag. It's Yuta. He has a paper on his head. It just says Forbidden Door. I thought it was a cool way to make a match challenge.
And in my interpretation, it's not even like Death Riders were looking for Yuta, because remember,
they were looking for Darby.
They were just like...
They were looking for Darby.
Right. So, and again, I like the decision not to have Darby speak, but rather just mess with Moxley's head with his actions instead.
I like that, because they made the point that Mox's psyche was already kind of broken, losing the title and not knowing where he's at. And so now Darby, like a ghost from his past, one that he tried to take out, is kind of haunting him and lurking. I'd like that. That's kind of messing with him.
And the body bag's a nice callback too. That's kind of Darby's stuff as well. So yeah, it's a quick way to sort of get that point across.
I like what they're doing, yeah. And I feel like we have a surprising amount of AEW matches at Forbidden Door right now.
I think that there's not going to be a ton of Forbidden Door type stuff.
I agree. I think it's indicative of the state of New Japan, because I mean, even Athena and Storm even though Athena's from ROH, it's still under the AEW umbrella. So I consider
they own both. That is not forbidden.
I consider that to be as good as not interpromotional, right? And then we have Swerve Okada. If we get Mox, Darby, that's one. If Hangman defends against Briscoe or MJF or both, that's another one.
Yep.
The tag title match is gonna be AEW.
Yes.
The only match confirmed to be interpromotional is coming up. We'll see a qualifier for the 4A where it's a representative from each company.
Mm-hmm.
So at least there's that. And then I hope Sabre is there, because they
need to pull somebody big, or you can't keep calling it Forbidden Door, I think.
Yeah. I think
and like Ishii's not big enough. I love Ishii, but that's not.
I want to see... I know Fletcher wrestled him on TV, but I'd like to see Fletcher defend his title against Dorada.
Yeah.
I like that. And then you could have Hechicero and the Callis Boys in a tag against maybe some CMLL guys.
You're right. They're probably more likely to reach into CMLL.
And then I want to see Suji and Sabre.
Yeah.
And that's it. And maybe I'd say you put Takeshi on here, because he's kind of like the drifter between Japan and AEW.
Yep.
So I'd put him there. But yeah, it's looking a little rough. We get a Monet interview quick. She just tells Renee to stop being a mark, because Monet was talking about her all-in match. It just didn't add anything.
My only note is the two biggest stars in the women's division need something better to do, maybe?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Then we get Windsor versus Queen Amina, Sky Blue, and Billy Starks in a 4-way. The winner goes to said 4-way at Forbidden Door
for the TBS
title. So it'll be Monet, an AEW representative from this match, and then a CMLL representative and a Stardom representative. And Stardom being...
Who's the CMLL woman I like?
The Japan equivalent of... the women's equivalent of New Japan. CMLL? I don't know.
Remember that we saw her twice, and I thought she was kind of cool. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, it's fine.
That's too many. Oh, Zeuxis.
Yes, there you go.
Vicair's old partner.
Right.
Yes,
that's the one.
that is the one. I hope it's her. I guess. I think she's also faced Monet like twice.
Yes,
and lost to her. So maybe we don't pick her.
She's due. She's due for a win. Okay?
Yeah. Amina hits the chocolate kiss thing on Windsor.
It's a lot.
It's a thing. Windsor with a blue thunder bomb to Sky Blue.
Whoa.
Sky Thunder Bomb?
Literal blue thunder bomb.
Is it literal though? Because she's not a Smurf.
She's blue.
Can we?
My mind, I'm colorblind. She's blue.
Yeah, that's true. I would love it if Sky Blue did like a cosplay attire and she's Smurfette.
Cool.
I just think it'd be funny.
Vanity Smurf, because she's got to be a heel. Smurfette's a baby face.
Vanity Project?
Vanity Smurf. He's the one with the mirror who's absorbed with himself.
That's
God. Look, the lack of Smurf lore knowledge of you is upsetting. Okay?
That's like a Dash and Cody.
Yes.
Anyways, Blue Thunder Bomb, then Starks rolls her up for 2. Windsor with a pretty nice pop-up Lager Bomb to Starks for 2.
I kind of like her still.
I do. Then she locks in a sharpshooter. Amina breaks the hole with some kicks. Blue and Starks trade shots. Boy, what an exchange that was. Then Windsor and Amina hit them each with a German suplex. Avalanche Cold Blue to Windsor, which looked pretty good. Took a second to get there, but it was good. Amina broke that pin. Starks with a senton to Blue, because that's basic and she can do it decent. Then Amina hits Starks with a swinging fisherman neckbreaker for 2 with authority. Like, that looks vicious.
She has some snap on her stuff.
Yeah. Amina with, like, I would best describe it as like a curtain call, like Gold Dust old move, to Blue on a chair.
Looked good.
Pretty dope.
Yep.
Seated chair. Athena tries to interfere. Storm stops her. They start fighting. Windsor counter Starks in a small package, much like Tony Storm would, to get the win. Renee's music comes out. She hands off many belts to Aubrey Edwards, then holds up the TBS title in Windsor's face. Then Athena hits Storm with the Eclipse. Monet hits Windsor with the backstabber. They kind of exchange a glance, but it's like they're both heels, so it's like, okay.
Right. So Windsor's getting a push. I actually like this match. I thought all 4 worked hard. There were some cool looking moves. Aminata delivered some pretty good looking stuff in here. So I wish we knew more about Windsor. It feels a lot like the Megan Bain push, right? Where it's like...
She's spoken.
I know, but we didn't really learn anything about her other than she, like, somehow catches the innuendo bug from...
She's susceptible to double entendres.
I thought it was a good TV 4-way match. The aftermath, I don't know, is fine, I guess. I don't have a ton of thoughts. I did like the match. But I didn't have any.
I thought it was solid. I thought Blue and Starks, who are typically weaker in the ring, looked less bad here when we had the other 2 to carry the load. I'm glad Windsor got the win. I think she seems to have the most upside out of anyone in this group, even though we don't know too much right now. I think we should be pushing her while she's fresh in. We can establish her as a major player. And given it's an interpromotional 4-way, I can't imagine she wins the title at Forbidden Door, but I think you could use this match to push her to a singles match with Monet down the line. I can't imagine Monet loses at Forbidden Door. Mm-hmm. So I think we may push to Windsor, and she could maybe get a match with Monet All Out, and we get to watch that.
Yeah, I thought Windsor's looked pretty good.
Young Bucks interview. Renee raised about Brodito. I think at one point she forgot the Bucks name for a second. Mm-hmm. And the Maskey's a production guy. They chew him out to give them a proper entrance. They pass a note for Justin Roberts to announce them later. This was just a fun bit. I enjoy the Bucks stuff.
And it was even in the moment. This is clearly them setting up something later in the show, which they do. So yeah, it was fine. I'm still enjoying the Bucks sort of. And I guess I can talk about it here. To me, it's really interesting because they are playing very different characters, but they're still
it's
heels.
Also the same.
It's not a heel to face turn. It's heel to heel, but instead of being like power hungry, whatever, like now they're like the whipping boys of everybody.
And
it's working.
And in some circles, it'd be like sympathetic, but because they've been such douche nozzles,
they're like,
for the last year and a
it's
half,
their comeuppance. Yeah.
So yeah, I really enjoy it, and we'll see more later.
Yep.
Then we hear from Kyle Fletcher. He's out there in a nice suit, and as is Archer and Hechicero and Alexander. Alexander looks slick with like
for a second,
black
I forgot.
suit.
I'm like, who's the guy in the mask? I forgot Hechicero was in there.
It's Alexander looks sharp in like the all black suit, the sunglasses. He's looking dapper. Callis, they have like this red velvet table that like 2 women are carrying out with Okada's 3 belts there. Okada's not there, but his belts are.
Yes. They're in spirit.
Yeah. Callis talks about when you got gold, you control destiny. He points at 3 belts at ringside that belong to Okada. And he thinks Kyle may have retired Dustin Rhodes. Please. Fletcher said Dustin got what he deserved for stealing his moment at All In. A 60-year-old man doesn't deserve to be in the ring with him.
I mean,
he says,
tell me when I'm telling lies.
I say that sometimes, and it bothers me every time I say it.
Right.
Because
of who says it?
I know where it's from. No one else will know.
And the fact that
or care.
Everything the man says is basically a lie.
Yeah.
So you could be at any point like
and
now and now and now.
Now, sir.
Now.
Sir.
Again.
Then one more, and then, but like I'll say it in an appropriate setting, so it doesn't seem like a weird thing that I'm saying. But then I'm like shit. And it's just like every time I say it, it bothers me. But no one will ever know
because nobody we know watches wrestling, so they don't get these references.
Or like if we do know that watch wrestling, they probably don't hate CM Punk.
Right.
Yeah. So Fletcher says, "Who knows if we'll see Adam Cole again? That's all thanks to him." It's technically true. He says it's only the beginning of his legacy, and he claims he'll be the greatest TNT champion of all time on his way to becoming the greatest of all time. Kyle says he knows Kyle will be the greatest, and he says when you're great, your story is told through art, and so he unveils the oil painting of him and Fletcher. Fletcher's like super shredded, like
so's Callis.
The TNT title's over his crotch, so it's like that Shawn Michaels photo.
Yeah,
but, like Fletcher's like comically like oiled up and shredded, and then Callis is also shredded.
Mm-hmm. It was funny.
It's awesome. They both love the painting. They hugging, whatever. And that was pretty much it. I think
it was.
I think I accidentally pasted the same bit twice, so I'm just gonna stop.
I thought it was solid heel promo.
Pretty straightforward, like a typical post-title win, right?
I said nothing sophisticated, but this is an up-and-coming megastar, so they're just getting him. Somewhat generic promo, but Callis is always awesome as the like old school heel manager. So they're a really good act, and I thought this. I was happy to have the artwork back too. It's funny.
Yeah, it is always funny. And shout out to Mel Coleman, who's the one who actually does that. She always is doing the Callis painting. Yeah. She's great. But with this too, they also kind of set up that Fletcher's like, oh, I want to do the family proud. So now we're setting up he's going to do the open challenge stuff, but he's still a heel. So I like almost, that.
And they got like Horseman vibes coming all dressed out like fancy like that sort of thing.
It does suck because
they're
like,
a cool group.
Okada being here is a little odd, but I guess he's doing his own stuff. And then no Takeshita.
No.
Well, obviously he's doing the G1. I was saying to you, Takeshita could come back having issues with Okada because I know he doesn't like Okada. Right? Like we've set that up before. And then you could have it like there's a bit of a power struggle for like not like necessarily being the Japanese guy, but like being the Japanese ace of the group kind of thing, right? Like, and Okada's kind of coming in and taking the spotlight Takeshita once had, because Takeshita was like Callis's guy,
the best big match wrestler in the world,
the best Turner wrestler is what they always call him, I think, as well. But yeah, I thought Fletcher sounded great. I'm glad he finally has gold. The painting was great as always. I'm hoping they really try with Fletcher's title run because this title seems to do mixed.
I think they will because they have visions of him being beyond this. I would
think
assume
so too.
So
I think he could do wonders with his belt too and really bring up its prominence.
Like we've always loved him, but to me, it's even more valuable if your company is the one that makes the guy a star.
Yeah,
he's one of yours at that point.
I feel like he kind of is because he was never a singles guy before he came here, and like we're coming.
Mark Davis getting hurt was great for Fletcher.
As much
unfortunately,
as I hate to say
right? Because we like Davis.
It was probably the best thing that could have happened to Fletcher.
Yeah.
And I really feel bad because I loved Aussie Open and I love Davis, but I'm honestly really glad we've been able to see Fletcher rise up.
Yep.
We're coming up on 2 years of him being, I think, Aussie Open being signed. I think they got signed in like October-ish of 2023. So it's been almost 2 years. And I remember like when he had like the short hair and he was like the lanky Aussie kid, and it's crazy.
I know
how different he looks in 2 years. I remember after Aussie Open, I think it was Wrestle Dream, they wrestled FTR in that 2-3 Falls, and I think that's when Davis got injured. I remember Fletcher getting that singles match with Omega on Dynamite, and even then, like, he was busting out some sick stuff. Like, he's always been killer. It's just the shape he's in now is crazy. And
his presence is much more.
He's just really developed. I think turning heel Because he was kind of healed, but then he was kind of faced when Ospreay came in, because Ospreay was like babyface even though he's in the Callis family. When he turned super heel in Ospreay, I think that made his career. I think every match with Ospreay really raised his stock, especially I think the first match with Ospreay was my favorite match last year. That was great. And he's knocked it out of the park since then. Like, he had the match with Briscoe was killer. And then what did LC do? What would you do at Double or Nothing? Did he have a match? I think he was in that. Oh, it was the trios match against Undisputed Era. But like, he's just knocked it out of the park, I think. With everything.
He's awesome.
He had a great C2 run as well.
He to me is like a better version of Orton.
Yeah, he's a
more athletic, whatever.
He's our new Orton. Yeah. Then we get a Copeland interview. He gets asked about the Christian stuff from the other week, and he says Christian's learned nothing. He's unaware of the asshole he's been. He says Christian has his hands full with the patriarchy, but he also has his hands full with FTR. He says he can't go near them, but they also can't go near him. So he talked to Tony Khan and got himself a match against Stokely next week, and if FTR interfered, their restraining bit is lifted.
Who books a match with a main eventer versus a manager? Tony Khan. What's going on?
I think it's probably just because, like...
Because back in the day, kayfabe was like, you have a manager's card, right? Like, that's your status. You're not a wrestler. But
I would assume it's because they've all been, like... I mean, Copeland deserves to get some comeuppance.
I guess so, yeah. Right? This was fine. I didn't really even take notes on this. I was just like...
Yeah, it was fine. It sets up an angle for next week because it won't be a match.
Yeah. And it sets up a fun response from Stokely in a bit.
Yes, sir. Then we get Brodito, which is Brody, King, and Bandito, and the Young Bucks in the AEW World Tag Team Championship. I forgot to write this, so I'm writing it now.
Even though you'll never look at these notes again, but you want them to be complete because you have the same illness I have.
There it is. It's a semifinal in the big old tournament that has a bracket now. They mentioned on Collision that FTR beat Bang Bang Gang.
Yeah.
So FTR in the finals. The winner of this match
awaiting the winner of this match.
Yeah. The Tron for the Bucks, because they come up through the middle, like the Cody Vader thing. The Tron doesn't get fully lifted, so they try to lift it up. They have to like duck underneath.
So they got all the things they asked for from the production guy, but like really mocking crappy versions.
Their music gets changed. The Tron gets changed.
Their names.
Mocking them again. Their nameplate says Max and Jeremy, which I thought was awesome.
That's right.
And Justin Roberts reads their note verbatim.
Is that their Generation Me names?
That is Generation Me, yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was really enjoyable.
Yep, I still enjoy it.
It was great. King hits that running crossbody against the barricade to both Bucks. We get a springboard hurricanrana from Nick. Then he knocks Bandito off the apron and hits a basement knee to King. Nick with a PK from the apron to Brody King. Then he does the slingshot X Factor to Bandito, flips back out, moves off the apron. Typical Nick Jackson shenanigans.
Yep.
Matt with a flipping cutter on the floor to King. Then Nick hits an Escalera dive to Bandito. Bucks miss an EVP trigger. They call it Young Bucks trigger because they can't call it.
Yeah, they have to decide what to call it.
Yeah, so that was part of their dilemma. Was like they still don't know what to call it. Bandito takes over the hot tag flurry from King. King with the cannonball off the apron to both Bucks with massive springboard dive to the outside from Bandito. Assist from Brody King.
He gets an extra launch.
Huge airtime. Looked awesome. King with the big superplex to Matt. Then they missed the assisted 450 splash him in Bandito. Destroyed a Bandito from Nick. The Bucks light up King with super kicks. Eventually he goes down. TK driver to Bandito. King breaks the pin at the very last second. Matt spikes Bandito with a DT on the apron. He tries to do the same to King. Gets caught. DVD on the apron. Bit of a struggle for King there, but he recovered totally fine, and he got it, so it was totally fine. Nick and Bandito fight atop the barricade. Bandito with the military press. He throws Nick off the barricade onto Matt. Matt takes the X knee and the 21 plex for a near fall. Nick did break the pin. Avalanche moonsault hollow slam from Bandito on Matt for another near fall. King hits a senton to Matt, and the finish comes when Bandito. So Brody King's laying on the mat, and then I think Matt is behind him, and so Bandito runs at him, catapults off Brody's feet to do like a running 450 with incredible like
velocity of the spin is crazy,
right? So like it actually does look more impactful somehow.
And there was
like Fraser, you know how he rotates with such like ferocity that they
went for it earlier in the match, and there's a bit of a miscommunication there, but I'll talk about that in a second.
I thought this was a great TV tag match. I thought they all came to play, and I think they all knocked it out of the park. I think this could have gone either way too. So
I was not expecting even even though FTR is there and waiting and they're a heel team and it makes sense that I still wasn't thinking the Bucks necessarily
because Bucks FTR just makes sense. But like the near falls were great. The action was all over the place and both teams pulled out some really sweet stuff. And I think we've been saying this for a bit now, but the Bucks have really been on their game this year ever since they came back. Like, love them or hate them, their in-ring work this year has been impeccable. Like I feel like every week they're
highly motivated.
I think like they are.
You've pointed it out. I think their bodies are an indication that they are like locked in.
I think they're in better shape. Like, yeah, they stopped wearing the suit vest or whatever. They're in better shape. They feel motivated. Like, I feel like their character work has been good this year. Like, the Death Riders thing was a little confusing at first, but I think even still, like, they were at their peak being douchebag heels, and now they're doing really strong character work being like the punching bags of the production team.
And I respect it because in real life they do still have say. So they're booked themselves to look so strong for a long time, and now they're booking themselves to look so ridiculous.
It makes it worth it, right? Like, yeah. And so I just think in general I feel like they've brought their game this year. They feel like they've really come to play.
Yeah,
like I think their character work has been great. They delivered one of the best matches of the year, probably the best tag match of the year.
It is, I think.
And just in general, I think their weekly output has been really strong, even in the multi-man tags, in this tournament in general. Like, I feel like they haven't really put a bad step forward. They feel like they, in pretty much, I think especially lately, but in most of their matches, they're busting out either new stuff or just more stuff back to back to back. Like, they just feel like they're firing on all cylinders, and it's really enjoyable because like when they're on their game, they are the best tag team going. Like, I think Hurt Syndicate have been made, so they're probably in the running for best tag team, but like based on, I think the Bucks have a really good case for best tag team this year. I think like last year they were there just because they were champs for a while and they were doing whatever.
If they maintain this pace,
I feel like their character work this year is better than it was last year. Because I think the EVPs thing last year was good, but I think there was a lot of times where like both of us, but more so you, were kind of like,
yeah,
right. But I feel like this year the EVPs thing, I feel like they found their footing with it. And then, like you said, I feel like the self-deprecating stuff is super entertaining. And then if you're looking at, I think it's kind of like a case like Ospreay last year. Ospreay was never world champion, but his in-ring work and character work was so strong that he was easily wrestler of the year. And I think this year we don't have Fraxium. Last year it was easily Fraxium because they were great, but now we don't have that. So I think the Bucks, I don't know if I'd call them frontrunner yet, but I think they're making a good case just based on their work, because I think the Syndicate's great and all, but their in-ring work can't compete with the Bucks.
And I think the Bucks are in this unique spot where we laugh at them in segments and promos,
but then the matches come and it's just, this was a banger.
Other than, I guess the only spot is them with the EVP trigger, right?
Yeah.
That's where it trickles in.
But it's still, like, that's continuity, right? And I think Bandito and Brody were great too. They had this odd chemistry together that's really enjoyable. And I like that they kind of had a couple slip-ups here. Like, it was selling that they're a new tag team still. They're not as experienced, but they're both still great, so they're able to get an upset win here.
And the blemishes, so I said fantastic tag match with a couple forgivable blemishes, and I agree, because those blemishes were when Bandito and King
felt somewhat
trying
intentional.
to organize something together to the point where commentary even mentions it. So that's a contrast, because you're a new tag team with really different styles between the two of you, and you're going against like brothers who have wrestled forever. So I thought it was fine. And yeah, the Bucks continue to have great matches and are kind of rejuvenated, it feels like. And Brodito are fresh and a cool combination of like just a monster who's athletic and a little athlete who's incredibly strong, right? So I really like that. So I thought that was an excellent tag match. It got a lot of time and had stakes because they're trying to get a title shot.
I will say, from what we've seen, this tournament has been so much better than the one last year. Like, I feel like we've gotten nothing but great tag matches every week. Like, Jet Speed FTR was great.
Yeah.
Bucks Outrunners was surprisingly good.
I really enjoyed that.
And I think this one was easily my favorite of the three we've seen.
Yeah, me too.
But at least from the ones on Dynamite, like, I've really enjoyed every one. It almost makes me want to check out the ones on Collision.
Yeah, almost.
But yeah, I think this Syndicate, I was looking at the next one. This tournament, if the Collision end's been as good as this, then I think it's been a real success. Like, it's bringing tag team wrestling back to Dynamite, and like not just wrestling like where it's a tag team match, but like tag team wrestling,
and without the pressure of them having to write complicated stories for everything. Yeah, it's just like in the framework of a tournament,
but
it's pretty
with some
easy.
Stakes and some importance. Like, it's tag team wrestling again, and I'm really happy that it's happening. Like, it's all you have to do is throw a little tournament and I'm in.
Me too.
But I'm just glad that it's been tag team wrestling again, and I mean, again, love him or hate him, tag team wrestling's at its best when it's the Young Bucks. Like, you can't deny it. It just makes me sad that we don't have teams like, I wish we still had Santana Ortiz and Lucha Bros because they were so great.
Yes, they were.
I think it was early this year I rewatched the cage match of the Bucks and Lucha Bros. That match is
bananas.
Amazing. That is an amazing match. You want to talk about cage matches that's done right? Like any WWE cage match of the last decade, I don't care, other than like not including Hell in a Cell, but we're talking like steel cage stipulation. Like, it does not hold a candle to not only Lucha Bros Bucks, but Swerve Hangman, Fletcher Ospreay. Right, like their cage matches go hard. Or even I remember Baker and Rosa had a good one.
They did,
right?
Yep.
It wasn't the lights out match, but it was still good.
Yes.
But anyways, yeah, like this was a great tag match. I'd probably when I get a second meal at it, it's at least that's probably in the best tag match category, maybe best TV match. But I think tag match is probably more lacking right now because right now we have it's the Omega Powers against Fletcher and Takeshita, and then it's Brodito against Proto Shida from Dynamite, and then Swerve and Ospreay against the Bucks. So I guess Brodito are already on there.
Yep.
I mean, I'm probably too short-lived to give them best tag team, but
no.
You know. Anyways, Hertzing interviews next. Enough about that. MVP says they're happy to hurt whoever they face at Forbidden Door. I feel like it'd be Brodito. That'd be pretty dope.
It would.
MJF walks in, so Lashley and Benjamin leave. MJ said they don't need Bob or Shelton because together they can win the AEW World Title. So again, trying the same thing he tried last week, right? He's trying to con MVP and be like, we can do this. We ditch them. MVP said if Max joined Syndicate, it would be we, her people, but all he talked about was himself, and just ego is more than anybody can stand. He gave him a thumbs down as well. He said they'll leave him healthy so he can pursue his belt, but he hopes that he doesn't succeed because then Lashley will come for him.
So this is how they chose to get out of this, right? It's fine, I guess. I didn't understand the involvement in the first place. I don't understand the dissolving, but it needed to happen, I guess.
I do think it sucks that it's so short because it does feel a little soon, but I think the short-term excuse they're coming up with does make sense just because it's MJF.
But it doesn't super make sense for Hurt Syndicate to be like, we're not going to hurt you, even though you've annoyed us so much, we're going to kick you out of the group, and our whole gimmick is we hurt people, but we're not going to hurt you.
I think, here's the thing, is like they don't want to hurt him so that he can do the thing that he's been bitching about for a while, but then it's like, now MVP is like, we hope we're going to leave you healthy, so hopefully you succeed, and then Lashley's going to kill you. You know what I mean? Then that's like the thing is Lashley will kill him, and they can bring the title in.
I guess.
It's like a two birds, one stone thing. They don't really have a reason to kill Hangman, but then they could kill MJF and get the title still.
It's not the worst audible ever called, but
it's not. And honestly, I prefer this over MJF and Cole.
Fair.
Then we get an FTR interview. They said, don't make us do this to Copeland. Wheeler said Stokely is a brave man who insists on being in Cincinnati next week. Stokely said he's not a wrestler and he calls Adam a bully, so he's sure he's bald and can't get any hoes. And Dax like, you could get hoes. That was funny. He's been fighting his entire life. He'll do it because his boss asked him to, and he'll do it with a smile on his face. He said Copeland will have to go home and tell his wife who was the head of a micro brawler and his kids
Cash was losing it.
This was
Stokely was
so
on one
great.
here.
This was so great.
I hope he cleared the mega brawlers or whatever with
he had
with
to. He had to. Well, because FTR are friends of Copeland, so there's no way they didn't clear. You know what I mean?
Probably.
Stokely's so entertaining, and this is so great. He's got FTR breaking character. Like you can see, there's a couple lines where Cash is trying to break a smile, and then when he says the micro brawler thing, Cash full breaks. He's looking away, and you can see when he says micro brawler thing, Dax is just because he's surprised, but you can tell he's trying not to laugh because Dax is kind of over here with his shoulders to the camera and we paused after this, I think, right? And so then when we resumed to this morning, we got to watch this again.
And regardless of what Stokely said, it's the reaction of the other guys that I enjoyed this for the
really
reason
funny.
Of they're trying not to laugh, but they're laughing.
I hope we get more stuff like this from Stokely because I thought this was really funny. It reminded me of R-Truth in that he's always saying random stuff that gets people out, but this is just out of pocket. This honestly makes next week's worth it, but just to get this was really funny. I think it was partially because the line was funny. It felt like something that Christian would say. But and then I was FTR
clearly FTR didn't know it was coming, right? And caught them off guard.
It makes me laugh thinking about it. I just want to watch it again. This is probably I don't know if I would consider putting this in my favorite segments of the year just because it's like, for what it was worth.
Yeah.
It was very funny.
And maybe not for the reason they planned, right? But just the visceral reaction of these two tough guys laughing at
Well, they're heels too, so they can't be like laughing and like enjoying themselves, but it's like...
They were.
Honestly, the stuff like this makes the Stokely partnership so worth it. Like,
I enjoy them.
This is one of those turnarounds for me too. It's not like we hate Stokely or anything. It was just kind of like, FTR don't need a manager. They can talk for themselves. It's like, but like, honestly, I think the Stokely partnership has been really worth it.
I like them. I like them together.
I think he does good promo work, and this is really funny. Like, this isn't the only time where I think he's been funny. This is just probably one of the funniest things he's done.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely remember there's other promos where he amuses me.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
And I really enjoy him. This was just... I love that you got them to break.
Yeah.
It's that, and he's selling the injured bit, too. He's just
yeah.
like, hey, he's looking at me. He's like, I'm going to do it with a smile on my face because I'm a good employee. It's just like, I loved it. This was great. I loved it. Love Stokely. This is awesome. Probably one of my favorite parts of the show, just even though it was short. I loved it. Then we get Swerve Okada package. Not much to say on that. It was just... Yeah, it was straightforward.
Just Callis is really great at these promotional things, right? Talking about Okada.
Absolutely, yeah. Swerve gets an interview on the stage with Renee. It's the one where the crowd's in the background, so it looks cool. It would suck if you're there live, but, you know. He says he's not concerned about Okada's friends in the match because of the rules, so I guess the unified title keeps the Continental rules?
I hope so.
If that's the logic.
For the Classic, I hope it does.
Well, yeah, at least if the unified title's on the line in the C2, it's a bigger title, in theory.
Yeah.
He said last year for Mindor, he had to put down his good friend Will Ospreay. So what does Okada think he'll do to him? Because he likes Ospreay, obviously.
Fair.
And he talks about Okada's credentials, and he says there's never been a Swerve Strickland. And when he's done, there'll not be anybody like him. He also mentioned like he's not had good luck in London because he's lost both times all in. He said on 3 different occasions they've gone face to face, and Okada saw death. He said it's a big match for Okada because he's going against the most dangerous man in AEW, and it's about his redemption. And he will have his arm raised as AEW Unified Champion, and everyone in London will chant Swerve's house. I
didn't think it was like a peak Swerve promo, but it was fine. And I think do wrestlers point out that they have a losing streak, so I kind of like that he's like, I need this one because I lose in this place a lot,
and a belt.
Right. So yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, I like that he made the point of losing streak, so he's like, he's got a bone to pick in London, but he's also like, last time at Forbidden Door, I beat up a guy I considered a friend, so you're screwed kind of thing. So I like that he kind of went on both ends there. It was mostly straightforward though, but it builds the match more, and I like it. I'm not sure if he'll win or not, because Okada's been champion for a while, but he just got this belt. So it's like, I'm not sure.
I'm leaning towards Swerve, but I don't know.
I'm leaning towards Okada.
Interesting. Certainty score? No, just kidding.
12. Anyways, next we get a Mark Briscoe interview. He's getting interviewed by MJF's girlfriend, which isn't important to this, but I do think it's kind of funny.
And I'm so used to writing Renee, too. That was weird. But yes, it is interesting.
I do believe she's Canadian.
Nice.
Well, so is Renee.
Good for her. Yes, she is.
Canadian interviewers on top.
That's right.
Where's Marvez been?
I don't know.
I feel like we haven't seen him in a while.
We haven't. I don't think.
I would wish he was around because I feel like the Bucks used to be big dicks to him.
Yeah, they did.
So I feel like he would be great to have around. And I mean, and interesting because we saw the I Miss Jack Perry sign, right?
We did.
I'd be curious to see where he fits into everything because he hasn't been around in
forever.
A long time. I don't think I've seen him wrestle since Wrestle Dynasty, which was that New Japan joint one that we didn't watch.
Right.
Anyways, she talked about how big of a match this is for Mark with MJF. She mentioned Mark had some big wins lately, and if he wins again, he could be in line for an AEW World Title match. Hangman walks in, says he hopes Mark is the next challenger because he admires the Briscoes a lot, and he said Mark even more after the last few years. I would agree.
Yep.
They shook hands to end this. I really like this. It's just babyface respect, but I really like that.
And it's putting Briscoe in that orbit we're saying he should be in.
Putting Briscoe in that orbit. This just felt like them putting more steam on him because they're like,
I agree.
Oh, big wins. You could get a title shot. And I like Hangman saying, yeah, I'd love that. And I would also love that. And again, it's very in character for Hangman to respect Briscoe and want that.
So I think this is virtually guaranteeing we're getting that at some point. And like I said, it should be sooner than later because who knows how long Briscoe stays this hot, right? Which he is right now.
I agree. I hope we see big things for Briscoe. Then we get on my interview. Our feud was like chopped up for seconds. They kept cutting through parts of this, so we did
People
not
were
get
just
full.
There was just crazy cuts that were in the wrong place. I don't know if that was everybody's or just ours, but it was weird.
It was not right. Yeah.
And then
Willow was talking about the Triangle of Madness, and then Statlander's there being weird.
She pickpockets Renee. You can watch her put her hand in Renee's pocket to pull out the confetti.
Why? I don't think the question is why she's doing that. I'm gonna ask why Renee has it.
Yes.
That's the question.
I feel like it was supposed to be out of frame, so that Stat came in without it in her hand. I don't know. I feel like we weren't supposed to see that.
Okay, so this is confusing, but from what I've been gathering on the segments in Dynamite and Collision, the story is as follows. We had Statlander turn heel last year on Willow, obviously. They had the feud. Statlander turned babyface for no reason, right? Remember that?
Yes.
Good so far? Okay. And then Statlander obviously is trying to mend things with Willow because now she's a babyface. But Willow hasn't wanted to for logical reasons.
Yes.
So recently Statlander, I think like she's been trying to, and then so obviously they were fighting that for. Remember when they fought off? So it's been kind of like Statlander's been trying to no avail, and they still end up fighting in some matches. So then Statlander, I think, said something to the effect of "Screw Willow, I'm gonna focus on myself. I'm done trying," kind of thing. I'm pretty sure.
Sure.
But now it's like she's still bothering Willow. She's like trying to mend it here. Like she's trying to be like friendly here, but she's clearly trying to intentionally bother Willow.
Yeah.
So it feels like a slow burn heel turn back.
I don't know.
I'm just trying to just so that you're kind of up on this. That's what I've gathered from this. If that makes sense. I think it makes sense other than the fact of when Statlander randomly turned face last year.
2 Willow segments in a row I haven't really been super on board for, and I love Willow.
Then we get Briscoe taking on MJF.
And I have that MJF is billed as the wrong champion that I did not notice that you did.
They keep calling him CMLL World Champion. And I initially thought he was, but then I looked it up.
You knew right away, but then you double checked.
No, so the only reason I knew right away is because I looked up before. Because I saw a thing where he won the title, and that when in translation it was CMLL like partial world champion or something like that. So it was like something weird. And so I looked it up, and so the CMLL world champion, world heavyweight champion is Gran Guerrero. This is the world light heavyweight title.
Gotcha. That's right, because we looked up his weight even.
Yeah, right. Because I remember telling you that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I double checked it here because I was like, no, he's not. So I thought it was weird.
Yeah, it was.
Anyways. He tries to retreat through the crowd. Mark catches him and hits him kung fu chops. They also didn't catch the memo. Both of them have red on their gear.
Yep.
Cactus elbow from Briscoe. Cannonball through the ropes. MJF hits that upside down super kick in the corner. Always looks nasty. Then an Alabama slam. He locks Briscoe into Boston Crab. Briscoe does counter the Heat Seeker. Goes up for the Froggy Bow. MJF hits the ropes to crotch him. Froggy Bro does connect for a near fall. He goes for it through a ringside table that was teased earlier.
It explodes.
MJF moves, Briscoe crashes and burns fantastically.
Yes.
The finish comes when he tries to break the count. MJF stops him with the knee. Heat Seeker for the win, but his foot was on the ropes. The ref didn't catch it. Then he decks him with the ring, does MJF. He's bloody. Hangman comes out. They brawl. MJF retreats. Then they brawl again in the crowd. The refs get them apart.
I thought it was a good match, but I think there's more left in the tank, and I think
agree,
the finish leads us to believe we are getting more.
Yeah.
It was a lot of Briscoe going for the Froggy Bow was one of the main stories of this. Great heel face dynamic, solid backstory. Good, could have been great, but again, you suggested maybe we're going triple threat. But
I think that's the way to start, is because then that kind of kills 2 birds, 1 stone, where it's gets Briscoe's hat in the ring.
MJF gets the match he wants,
but also doesn't get the match he wants. And then I think it's more interesting because I think that could be a really great match.
Me too. So yeah, I like the main event. I was hoping for more, but I also thought maybe this was the end of Briscoe MJF, so the match would be more grand, where clearly it's not, and that's okay if we get something better down the road.
I think it's a really strong TV main event, though, because it's
me too.
It's a few we've been building for weeks, so it doesn't feel random, and the star power is there.
Yep.
So I think in general, it's a main event that feels good for TV. Like you're saying, I think there is more left in the tank, but that's what makes it a good TV main event, is that we're not giving everything away, but it's something that's been built up to. It's something that feels important, and feels personal. Like it feels like something that should be main eventing TV, right? Mm-hmm. It feels well placed. And these guys always put out a strong effort, both of them. The action was always steady. We got some bigger spots towards the end. I thought the table spot was smartly teased. It looked great when it happened. I've seen some people bothered by the finish, but I don't mind it, and it opens up to continuing it. I think we go triple threat at Forbidden Door.
That'd be cool.
Get a barbaric kind of match between these two at All Out.
Yep, I would agree. Overall, liked the show. Didn't love it.
I don't know. I think the in-ring work was pretty impeccable.
I did like I did like the Mox match, the Brodito match, and the main event. You're right. And the women's match was good too. All right. I'm going to bump it up a little bit. I'm going to go B+.
I agree.
Stokely's part was hilarious.
I would like the better women's match, and I think like if the main event was a little more balls out,
maybe better, one more really meaty segment.
I think if something like the Fletcher segment was a little more like poignant, like if that set up a future storyline, it would have been better.
No, good show
absolutely
as usual. All right, so we'll shift gears, do a little bit of trivia really quickly in a segment we call Off the Top of His Head. Don't know why, but the topic this week is forgotten gimmick matches. So like gimmick matches that are
match type or just specific matches?
Types that are kind of gone now or were rarely used or something. You'll get the point of it as we go. I don't know how I'm going to lead you to them, but I'll start out by saying the company and the year, and then I have more details if you need it. AEW 2020.
Tooth and nail?
Victory came via pinfall, submission, or throwing your opponent in...
Mimosa Mayhem.
Correct. Mimosa Mayhem. Who was involved in that?
Jericho and Cassidy.
Correct. Number 14.
Jericho made him.
That's right. Number 14, because I did 15. NWA WCW 1985 to 1988. A battle royal where wrestlers wore street clothes and could use weapons.
Oh, Bunkhouse Stampede.
Good. Yeah, I didn't figure you'd get it just from the companies, but maybe you would have.
It does narrow it down, but maybe I can try to do that depending on the year.
Okay. I figured because that's not your wheelhouse, the 80s. WWE 2008-2009.
Scramble?
I almost said it right there. I did the thing that I didn't want to do. Okay, number 12. WCW 92-93.
Is it Chamber of Horrors?
No.
Coal Miner's Glove?
They have chance is determining match stipulation.
Oh, it should just like spin the wheel?
Yes.
Oh, that's the...
They're saying that was WCW 92-93.
Yeah,
again,
it was Halloween Havoc. And then
spin the wheel, make the deal?
Then they readopted for the NXT one.
Oh, that's right. They borrowed it from them.
Yeah, and then they did Raw Roulette in like 03 as well.
That makes sense. WWE 2017.
No, because I wouldn't have debuted then. Like forgotten match types?
A partly pre-taped...
Oh, House of Horrors.
Correct. Haunted house segment leading to a live arena finish. So Orton Wyatt hated it, I'm pretty sure.
That was a bad one.
WCW 2000. So we peak awfulness.
Okay. There's the San Francisco 49ers match?
No, this one...
Triple Cage?
I was going to say movie related.
Yeah, okay. There's only a couple things... I really hope San Francisco 49ers match is in here. Do you remember what that one is?
Is that in here? Let's just put a pin in that for a moment.
Sure.
Number 9, WWF. Good luck. 1988 house shows.
Oh, I don't know.
Standard cage match with an addition that they deemed abandon it for being too violent for their image.
Ladder match?
No.
Barbed wire?
Yes, if that's real. If AI is right. We'll see.
There's no way.
WCW 2000, go ahead.
Is it San Francisco 49ers
Yes,
match?
what is the premise?
There's 4, Russo loves pull matches. It's basically 4 pulls,
yes,
4 crates. One of them has the WCW title. I think one of them had a blow-up doll.
Correct. That's one of the details here.
Painting of, or a picture
of
Scott Hall.
The other things aren't said. It just said belt and a blow-up doll.
Blow-up doll, picture of Scott Hall. I think a coal miner's glove.
Nice. That's pretty crazy. You know that. I forgot that. San Francisco
Booker
49ers
T and I think Jarrett.
Match. What a weird name for it.
I don't know. It's one of the funniest things, though.
This one might be tough to get you to. NWA, WCW, WWF, various years.
War games?
They fought. Think narrow.
Scaffold?
Yes, narrow's a keyword.
WWE used that?
I don't think so.
I don't think they did.
I don't either.
I know NWA, WCW did.
Yeah. Number 6 happened a couple times. WWE 06-07.
Is this
Escape rules?
Punjabi prison?
Poor visibility for fans and awkward
It also
pacing.
happened in 2017.
And the fact that it's the signature match of one of the worst wrestlers of all time doesn't help it, right? WCW 1988. Teams fighting through levels to escape.
Oh, I don't know what it's called. But it's like, is it Doomsday Cage? Is that what it's
close?
Because I know that was the match, the Alliance and Hulkamania, and I think that's what they called it. I don't know what it's called.
This
I know
is
it's like the
Tower of Doom match.
Okay, that's
multiple stacked cages.
Yeah.
WWE 2016.
Asylum?
Correct. Who was it?
Ambrose and Jericho. It was like a cage match where there was like another thing with weapons hanging along.
Correct. WWF 1995.
Kiss My Foot match?
No. Mix of comedy and humiliation booking. With some livestock included.
Oh, like a hog pen match?
Yeah.
That's what it's called, right?
Yeah. So here's another one I may have already mentioned. WCW 1996.
Is this Doomsday Cage?
It is Doomsday Cage. Hogan and
It's
Savage.
basically the same effect as the Tower Doom.
And then what would the all-time worst gimmick match be? If number one is the next one. I'll give you the hint, it's WWF. I won't tell you the year.
98?
Or WWE. What do you think the worst is? That they were for sure never going to do again because...
Kennel from Hell?
Yes.
Okay, that was my only
instead
guess.
of the vicious dogs, they were just peeing
like, pumping each other and like crapping and peeing on the floor.
Awesome.
I do think the visual of it's basically like a metal version of Punjabi prison though.
Yeah, and the dogs are just kind of standing around like they're just normal dogs. They're not vicious attack dogs or anything. So
because you can't actually do that. Otherwise,
it
would be horrible.
Anyway, she did really well. That was kind of fun. All right, so we'll get quickly. I'm going to try and fly through Raw and my normal rate of NXT probably, but we'll do that now. We call it Highspots and Restholds. So we're trying to keep Raw super quick. My goal is under 5 minutes. It seems to be this show-long story of Pierce now like doing things he wouldn't normally do. I think a few times he said there is no normal or something. So anyways, Seth and his group in the ring to speak to start. Reed, I thought it's funny because Bronson Reed has Roman shoes around his neck, kind of like a trophy, which I kind of like that gimmick.
He's the tribal thief.
That's right. They reveal their name, which is Division, which you sort of speculated.
Yeah, it's been kind of expected, right?
And I don't hate it. So
no, I think it's totally fine.
It's fine. Seth mocks the fans for abandoning him, and it's funny because he's criticizing the fans after they just finished organically singing his theme song, right? So again, it's this awkward fans just want to participate in everything, including your monster heel. LA Knight comes out and he wants a match tonight for the title since technically he beat Rollins in the match where Rollins faked his injury. But it's a funny spot for Knight too because he's going like, I just beat you, so I should get a title match, but it's a match that Rollins intentionally lost, right? So it's he threw the match basically.
I guess that's what we're saying, yeah, right?
Rollins says no. Pierce comes out as annoyed that Rollins lied to him and the fans, so he makes Rollins Knight title match for tonight. And Breaker and Reed will be banned from ringside. I don't know. This segment was just too long for me. I guess Knight having a claim to the title shot makes sense. But then I'm like, oh, man, they're just giving it away on Raw. Again, kind of disrespecting Knight. But the results of that are sort of different. So we'll get there. But at this point, I'm like, man, LA Knight's whatever. And they're just like, yeah, have the match tonight. Let's get it over with.
Unsurprising.
No, unsurprising for sure. Dom is a jerk to LWO backstage. Dragon Lee challenges Dom to a match. And Dom just agrees, which I thought was weird, too. Why is the chicken heel champion like, yep, let's have a match? AJ then sidles up to say that he's not done with Dom. And one of my favorite moments of this episode was AJ says time is running out. And as he sort of walks away, Dom's like, yeah, time's running out because you're old. So
I love that.
He has these funny lines that he's like, and saying it as the guy's leaving too is very on brand for Dom. Rusev and Sheamus fight for 10 minutes before a double count out. I think it was 10 beats by Rusev, 10 beats by Sheamus outside of the ring, and that was enough for a count out. Feels really similar to the other stuff. And then it's this, they're brawling throughout the show, right? Officials have to separate them, so they're brawling into other people's segments as the show goes on.
I think I did see something about that.
Clearly, we're getting more of them as we kind of expected. Waller helps New Day justify not helping him last week in his match. He's like, I can't remember what he was like. Oh, you just wanted to see if I could handle it or whatever. I don't know. Mm-hmm. So New Day are still grieving. Did you see Woods' hat?
I did.
It's wild. It is like literally 20 times bigger than a normal hat would be.
It's ridiculous.
So Waller approaches Pierce with attitude and demanding a title match for the New Day. And Pierce basically, because he is talking to Penta at the time, so he makes a Waller Penta match instead. And that is next, and Penta beats Waller in 8 minutes with sort of a twisting destroyer that looked kind of cool.
I did see that out of the corner. Yeah,
it did look cool. New Day come down to the ring a couple minutes into the match, join commentary. They're not willing to commit to Waller being in New Day, even when they're directly asked, as if anyone cares. And it was annoying because nobody talks about the action in the ring for several minutes. And during that time, Waller's just kind of doing basic stuff, almost like he knows they're not calling the match, so he's not really doing much of interest.
They just told him ahead of time, like, hey, we're not really going to pay attention.
For about 3 minutes in the middle,
you don't got to do much.
Don't do much. And so I'm just noting that Penta is now a mid-carder, but at least he's winning sometimes.
I mean, he always kind of was.
And my theory is as long as his merch sales stay the same, he's just going to do less and less. Because the only reason they care is if he makes money for them. And if he's like a bottom feeder but still selling merch, then they're fine with that, right? So we'll see.
That's fair. That might be his spot. We're always saying, like, that's why they want him, is because the merch potential with him is big.
That's it. He's toyetic, as you taught me.
He is very toyetic, yes.
Naomi's out on the stage to speak. She rips on New Jersey, calls Veker Stephanie Velcro as being next on her list.
That's
and then
so funny.
The promo is cut off, and apparently if you watched it on Netflix, You'll went right through the commercials, but I did not, so I did not. Charlotte and Alexa head to the ring to speak. They make sure to let us know they're not friends, and they attempt some playful banter, but it sucks. Like, I don't. Charlotte Flair, babyface is
and people are apparently really liking her now.
Immediate disconnect.
I don't know. People are liking her now.
Perez and Rodriguez interrupt. Roxanne points out that no one cares if Flair and Alexa are friends or not. I was like, thank you, Roxanne. You are correct. They want to take the title back tonight. The faces agree to do it. And then Pierce interrupts and just says, yep, make it official. Because again, it's like, nothing is normal or whatever he's saying.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. And then Flair and Bliss retain after 12 minutes, a fine tag match, kind of the classic formula. Flair's isolated at the beginning, and then Bliss is the face in peril. We get a Flair hot tag. The isolation of Bliss was not super exciting. Sister Abigail to Perez for the win.
She does like the Sister Abigail DDT, though. It's like Kaiser's move.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think the crowd was super into this one either. Io doesn't want the help of the Kabuki Warriors because you have to put all the Japanese together backstage.
They're all friends.
Right? And then Ripley interrupts, wants to talk to Io alone. Io wants a one-on-one match with Naomi since she was the one not pinned at SummerSlam. Makes sense. And then Rhea's okay with it because she wants, when she finally beats Io in a singles match, for it to be the title. And Io just smiles and so sweet and just goes, you will never beat me. And I really like Io being like, it's a simple story, right? They're friendly and respect each other.
Because they're baby faces.
But Rhea wants to beat Io, and Io will constantly remind her, like, it's never going to happen. So I think this is really good and should pay off in a good match between them two. I would be okay if that's how it goes. Io does win the title back, and it does,
I'd want Naomi to have more time, though.
Me too. I don't want it right away. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Lyra basically wants Bayley out of her life. She blames her for not being able to challenge Becky anymore. Sure, fine. Dom beat Dragon Lee by shenanigans. He took the boot off again, another boot shot, and we now have 3 El Grande Americanos as they were involved in this.
Yeah. Or they're not all El Grande, but it's very confusing.
Whatever they are, like 3 mystery luchadors.
No, it's just confusing.
I don't know who the third one is, but AJ runs down after the match to help Dragon Lee, and Dom escapes. Sami Zayn wants to win the title the right way. That's why he didn't accept the lead pipe. He was offered at SummerSlam, and Rusev and Sheamus brawl past. And I think Sammy took a straight punch from Rusev, so I'm under that will pay off somewhere, probably, right? Becky Lynch is moving on to Nikki Bella, it looks like, because Nikki interrupted a Becky Lynch in-ring segment. Why? They go back and forth. There was a good shot by Lynch with you can't see your...
Yeah,
she talks about her old husband,
and then you can't see him anymore.
Which was kind of funny. And then a little bit later backstage, Natalya tries to defend Nikki Bella, and Lynch kind of pulls a switcheroo, and we think we're getting to a Natalya Lynch match, but we're getting
Natalya? Why?
We're getting Lynch Maxine instead.
Natalya's still here?
Because Lynch opts for the easier option. Obviously.
I'm surprised Natalya still does things.
Yeah. Punk waits 13 minutes to attack Rollins and force a DQ in the main event. I actually thought the match with Knight and Rollins was pretty good, and the crowd was getting pretty into it. Breaker and Reed show up to neutralize Punk. Reigns shows up. He ends up taking a stomp. Heels end up dominating. Raiden takes 3 tsunamis, and Reed steals the shoes from Roman Reigns yet again. And as you would expect, they have the Vision, the newly named Vision, standing tall, sort of to begin and end this show. I don't know. They're kind of cool, and hopefully some momentum of them having the belt and whatever. But the rest of this is just... I gave it as much attention as I felt it needed, and that's how I flew through it in about 5 minutes. So moving on to NXT, The show opens with Blake Monroe challenging Kalani Jordan, and this match is just getting rolling when Jordan Grace shows up in a neck brace. Monroe runs away out to the parking lot. Monroe sort of drives off quickly, and Kalani Jordan wins by a countout. May is playing a cowardly heel in NXT, which I guess is fine. It's just... And Grace is an appropriate person to be afraid of, obviously, right? Yeah. It's just different to see her that way. I
just don't like Monroe.
Agree. Lonnie and Lola Vice talk about the match later in the locker room, and Fatal Influence show up. Nyx was sent to shine up the belts, so she says she talked to Ava while she was away, getting JC and Fallon a tag match. She says she just found their opponents, and obviously JC Jane does not look thrilled because they don't want to take on Lonnie.
Nyx just not wrestle or something?
Lonnie and Lola Vice are so scary. She just did, I think, last week.
Why is she not in tag matches with Henley?
Well, because the story is Jane is a jerk to them all the time. So while Nyx was away polishing up the belts, doing the menial task, she made a match for them just to punish them, I think, is her way of getting back at them.
I see.
And I guess Lonnie and Lola Vice are scary, so they don't really want to face them, but they're going to have to.
Yeah, sure.
Chase U kids do the Dumb and Dumber thing. So they basically, I think Chase tells them they have a 1 in a million chance of beating whoever they're facing this week, which will come Hank and Tank. Exactly. So that's the line they deliver. Maybe a minute long, but continues to establish these guys as wide-eyed, naive kids in the wrestling world, which is kind of working a little bit for me. It's again.
Theory kind of did that when he was the teenage son role in The Way.
Exactly.
Right.
And so Chase is doing a good job too, reacting to their just rampant optimism sort of thing. As he's like, I think you missed the point, right? I'm saying you're not going to win, but they're like, oh, we've got a chance. They don't. They lose. So it is Chase U, Hank, and Tank. The kids are on a roll early. They get a near fall. I told you Dixon had a really nice Fosbury flop that kind of caught me by surprise. Connors takes the honk for his partner. He gets thrown out of the ring. Dixon takes the finisher, and there's a majorly botched count here, where I think I sent you the clip of it.
They're supposed to count.
Right. But they just didn't. I sent you there's not even a tiny bit of movement of the shoulders, and the ref is stops the count. And I don't know why, because they basically do the move again, and then they do count the pinfall. So it was 3 minutes. It's over. All it needed to be. The kids got a little bit of offense with their energy, and I don't know what the botch pin was about, but it was a really, really bad one. Dark State come out after. They lay waste to Hank and Tank. No one comes out to help. No follow-up, just a beatdown, and then we just cut away. So we don't even know how... Did they murder them? Did somebody come out and save them? That's it. We cut to Fatal Influence backstage. And then in a segment later, Dark State take turns talking. I didn't get into details. I didn't really notice, but there was... You can highlight it if you want to. They admit they're the ones that attacked Hank and Tank weeks ago, and they're not done. And I just say, they need to evolve and do something else. They just are spinning their wheels here. Just a devastating group that really hasn't accomplished much so far. But anyways, you pointed out...
Cutler James, I believe it was, quote, Hank and Tank, we've been on your ass for a while, right up your butt, and we're going to stay there until you just can't handle it.
Right.
You can hear the crowd going whoa.
I didn't even notice, because I was just oh my God, they're all four of them.
It's so unbelievable he got that whole thing out on TV.
Yes.
And they then they posted that segment to Instagram too, and it's there, and I'm the ball's on you to post that, sir.
Or do you think they just said it and didn't notice, and then...
You'd have to be so stupid.
I guess. I didn't notice, so I don't know. Everyone is coming after Fatal Influence. We get Luck. I forget his name. Ash by Elegance's mouthpiece shows up.
The concierge.
To tell them they will be losing their titles. Jane sends Nyx to shine up the titles. Was that out of order? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Heights and Bourne share a moment now that they are both free of Dempsey. Nothing really. It's just to be they still support each other. Yeah. They don't have any problems. The Culling believe in Paxley ahead of her match against Sol Ruca, and then their motivation just helps Paxley, so she's ready to go now. Thea Hale's new thing is that we watch her do things on social media, I thought. So she goes to a coffee shop wearing a shirt that says grown ass woman. Talks trash about Nia.
Just don't.
Talks trash about Nia Jax, and that's it. She doesn't like Nia showing up thinking she owns NXT.
Okay. That's so weird.
Miles Bourne versus Lexis King, and at this point I noticed there is an ad on the NXT mat now for... Any guess?
Video game.
You'll never guess. Maybelline.
What?
I don't know. Makeup?
I don't want to know.
I'm distracted by trying to read what I think is a new tattoo down Bourne's spine. Bourne hits an Ushigoroshi, which I don't think he's done before. We get a nice anti-air dropkick from Bourne. My favorite part was King puts Bourne's head against the steps, stomps it, and you can hear him say, "He better be deaf now." Which I thought was
funny. You told me that already. It's still funny.
Bourne wins with the zigzag after 9 minutes. I actually like the match. The story's been simple and kind of silly, but it does the job. Lexis King is a prick of a heel, and you want to see him lose. And Bourne has an amazing inspirational backstory, and you want to see him win. And I think Bourne's good in the ring, and King is well suited for what he was doing here. To nitpick, I would have liked to see Bourne show some extra aggression and be more because this guy is basically... I don't love
his finisher either.
This guy is basically saying you're faking a major disability.
He's just like, meh.
Yeah, and he's just like, normal match, I beat you. Thea Hale, or The Hale, as I have. Nia Jax. Since Lash versus Nia seems to be the program we're heading towards, it feels like Thea was going to be sacrificed here. And it is the classic undersized underdog versus a monster heel, which is great. Hale takes an extended beating with a few flashes of offense along the way, including a tornado DDT. Nia actually did sell a little bit for Thea, which was nice to see. We get an awkward spot where Hale is pulled off the ropes. Annihilator shortly follows, and it's over after 9 minutes. Nia cuts a promo on Lash after the match about being a champion while Lash has done nothing. Lash comes out. She botches her line with something about force. I can't remember what it was, but it was...
She's the irresistible force or whatever.
It was awkward because she didn't deliver.
She's not like most girls, though.
And she runs to the ring to brawl, and then it immediately cut away again. This is their new, there's stuff happening in the ring. Nope, you don't get to see it. Okay. I think Thea Hale deserves better, but she is a logical choice to fill this role as getting killed by Nia Jax. I guess you had to establish Jax as a monster bully. Hale's perfect in that role.
Is this going to be Hale's ceiling, you think?
I don't think so. I think...
or is she going to do more?
I think she'll do more. I'm
just
hoping.
Kind of she's pigeonholed for
It was just we need somebody who's perfect
she's
for that.
There, right?
You're tiny, you're energetic, you're a baby face.
She just kind of fits the bill.
Was a Nia match, so it wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. And honestly, Lash Nia could be a disaster.
I don't disagree.
I might be watching that one for the wrong reasons.
That I might as well. Lash isn't horrible, but Nia's not going to do her any favors.
She's not a ring general.
Nia's not going to do her any favors, 100%.
And when you're now embracing Lash as a power wrestler, which I think they should, it's hard to execute some of that stuff to Nia.
Yeah, I mean, she did slam Otis once, though.
She did.
So there is that.
So I'm very curious about how this match goes. Maybe not for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Oba Femi to the ring to speak. He talks about how he's beaten everyone in the future. Does not look great. The names changed, but the results stay the same. Trick comes out to say he's the biggest dog in NXT and is carrying 2 brands. Oba says Trick talks about himself carrying 2 brands, but Oba has the title, and Trick can never beat him. Trick says he's not the same man as their last battle. He's made himself him and is the man to take the title. And he got more serious here, which I kind of preferred. Evans comes out to call Trick goofy as hell. He says Trick can barely defend the TNA title, so how is he the biggest dog in the yard? Evans says, how about they battle and the winner takes on Oba for the title? Oba likes it, suggests it for tonight, but Trick says not tonight. It'll be in 2 weeks in a nice city like Philly. Moose comes out.
They're going to do an ECW thing again.
Here comes Moose. He tells Trick to allow him to snap him back into reality. In 10 days at Emergence, he has a date with the franchise. After he takes the TNA title off Trick's waist, the name synonymous with whooping that Trick will be Moose. He tells Oba not to forget about him. Lights out, Dark State attack. And they get easily dispatched of by these 4 in the ring. So it's I don't get the Dark State
That would have never happened to the Shield within their first year.
It's these guys just easily take care of you. Solid segment, pretty quick, establishes that a bunch of people want gold, which I think is how it should be.
Hot take.
I don't love gold. TNA mixed into NXT, but I do think Moose is a good choice to include in this group. Later, Ava addresses all of these issues. Trick versus Javon in 2 weeks for a shot at Oba. Next week, all 4 of them take on Dark State in an 8-man tag. Ava says Dark State will challenge for the tag titles at Heatwave. Yes, heels assaulting people, leading to them getting opportunities and title shots.
So Chase, you were right. They should beat people up for title shots.
Great GM.
At least they understood the rules of the universe.
What a great GM Ava is. You keep assaulting people, yes, you can get whatever you want.
Who with a chair? Oh, they have a belt? You want a match?
You got it. Ariana Grace seems to have new vibes. She's definitely not doing the beauty queen stuff anymore. And I took it as flirting with Stax backstage.
I think they're a couple.
Are they?
I'm pretty sure.
In real life?
I'm pretty
Just
sure.
to provide a
shoot
chance
couple.
for Jax and Lash to come brawling past a la Sheamus and Rusev. They also brawl their way into a Zarya and Ruka segment thing later. And Ava has had enough and makes a match between the two next week. Ren and Charlie are backstage. Ren talks about the Ren QCC. Charlie says that he's too good of a trainer because both of the guys he trained beat him, which is kind of funny.
He's not wrong.
It's funny. Ren tries to cheer Charlie up by saying his name, and Joe Hendry comes out of the fridge that's there. Charlie says he's the last person who NXT needs, and Hendry gives Dempsey a shirt that he quickly throws away. Charlie says Joe tries to go viral because he's a virus. It leads to a match being set up. Charlie leaves as Ren gets a selfie with Joe Hendry. I worry about Dempsey being alone, right? Because his style does not lend itself to...
I mean, even with the group, how great was his standing?
I know. And his style is not WWE, what they want.
No, he's so interesting.
And I'm kind of over Joe Hendry at this point, so I don't know. I don't know where Dempsey fits in WWE at this point. Maybe nowhere. NXT UK if they bring it back. Inamura versus Stacks barely gets going with Inamura is dominating right away. Out to the floor, Ariana Grace walks down and slaps Inamura. As the ref deals with her, Briggs shows up, boots Inamura, Stacks covers for the win. So, quick match, but it kind of accomplished a lot. Grace and Stacks seem to be a thing. Stacks picks up a singles win as a newly singles guy.
He's still got the cup, right?
Does he? I don't think he had it.
He is technically the champion.
And Briggs and Inamura further their stuff. So, a couple minutes, three things get furthered. That's cool. Ethan Page in the ring celebrating his 70-day title reign. Page runs through the list of great Canadians, including Bret Hart, but calls himself the greatest Canadian of all time. He starts to sing the anthem, and Tavion Heights interrupts, so I guess we see where he's going. He just broke out of the NQCC, and it's time for him to break out in NXT. He's a... What do you think of this line? He says he's a weapon in human form.
Walking weapon.
To Ethan Page. Interesting, right? That's what I said. Basically, walking weapon to walking weapons forever partner, basically. Anyways, he wants to direct his destructive energy towards Ethan Page. Chelsea Green shows up. She's Canadian too and supports Page.
I think her and Page said that is kind of funny.
She came out to sing with him. Green says Tavion is cute when he's angry, and even a low-life, trashy American would ever have the balls to hit her. Or like him would ever have the balls to hit her. Tavion says she's right, hits Page instead, then says he'll find a woman who will. So I guess looks like he's going to start a solo run in an NA with the North American champ. And he's going to find...
Do we get Ruka and then it's like the other North American champ?
He's going to find a woman to deal with Green, I guess. Is it someone new or somebody... Maybe Ren would make sense. Because it's not like he's split with her necessarily. Anyways, another segment where multiple stories are being introduced. Feels like this episode of NXT is trying to set some new directions for people, and I always appreciate that effort. NXT Focus, they call it now. It's Saints sitting down with Kelly Kincaid. He said he has a target on his back because of the deserved hype surrounding his name. People are jealous of him. Ethan Page understands that NXT is where he needs to be to get there. He has a plan and is desperate. Jasper is young and angry. He doesn't have a plan and is making his way. Everyone wants to get to Raw and SmackDown, and he'll be there, but he wants to get the NXT title first. Jasper is in his way, and in 2 weeks in Philly, he's guaranteeing things won't end up like they did before. So he comes across well-spoken and thoughtful here, intelligent, confident babyface, analyzes his opponents, a little bit more subdued than sometimes, but I think it worked for him here. And then main event is the NXT Women's North American Championship. Sol Ruka, Tatum Paxley. Crowd does the wave, and I don't like it because it just means I think it's a sign they're bored, right?
Yeah.
They're finding ways to amuse
find something else to do.
Amuse themselves. Culling get involved. Sol moonsaults onto them. Paxley with a lot of offense early, targeting the neck. We get a neck breaker, a DDT, a cravat. Ruka fires up, athletic flurry, ending with a knee to Paxley's face. Paxley with a twisting moonsault that they call Whisper in the Wind-esque. Ruka slips off the ropes, falls to the floor. Second try goes better. Paxley hits a nice twisting neckbreaker off the top. Dame has the doll ready, but Spears seems to kind of advise against it. Chaos on the floor as Jax and Lash show up brawling. They crash through a barricade. Leads to a soul snatcher. It's over after 12 minutes. Pretty entertaining match. Paxley looked pretty good. Got a bunch of offense. The top rope neckbreaker was nasty. The finish was a bit chaotic. Spears didn't look happy afterward on the ramp. His Dame is like just carrying Paxley like a child, basically. to nitpick, I thought Ruka looked a little bit silly constantly heading to the corner where all of the culling were. She's doing a lot of stuff in that corner when they're right there. When there's 3 other corners where they're not there. But anyways, still a pretty entertaining match. Seemed to be more about Paxley than Ruka, which is a bit strange. But I feel like it looks like kind of Dame and Spears are not on the same page. So I don't know if I need that already, but
yeah, because didn't they just establish her as like
right? And she's trying to give Paxley the doll, as in you can cheat using the doll, and Spears is like, I don't know. Seemed like there was some dissension there, but we'll see. But that was NXT. I think that's everything. Yeah, we need to get out of here.
I think so.
All right, so we will sort of very abruptly end right there. Appreciate any time you spent listening to us talk about professional wrestling. We will be back next Saturday for episode 265, and until then, everybody, take care.